rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe main man, Uncle Freezie. And welcome to this thing that we call the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right. Y'all know how we rockin', man. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange Tears. Let's go. Let's get it, y'all. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Mega NYK. Called Mega's in the building. Shout out to Manchild. Manchild, what's good? What's good? David L in the building. Okay. JJ, what's good? What's good, JJ? JJ, what are we going to do about these Mets, bro? We got to get Mark Vientos some at-bats, bro. Let's go. Come on, man. What are we doing out here? DSJ is in the building. What's good, y'all? JJ, we got to get Mark Vientos some at-bats, man. Some real at-bats, man. Why we got him up here if he ain't gonna hit? So my apologies for being late. I was trying to get here about 11:30, but life got in the way. You feel me? BT is in the building. BT, what's good, man? What's good, man? Heck is in the building. What's good? Shout out to Heck, the busiest man in show business. What's good, y'all? The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. What's good, man? What's good, y'all? Man, got a lot of things going on, man. So I'm sorry about the uneven schedule. I'm going to try to do better next week. Got a lot of things going on, man. Just a lot of things going on. So my apologies, but we're going to try to do better next week. But tonight, we're going to try to rock and roll. Tonight, we're going to rock and roll. Tonight, I want to listen. JJ says Vogelback getting starts over Vientos. Yes. What are we oh my God, bro. Really? Buck Showalter? Yeah. All right. So I know you guys want to talk about a lot of different things, right? JJ's a fire buck. Yo, put Tom Thibodeau and Buck Showalter on the same Greyhound out of town, right? Man, yeah, man, yeah. I know a lot of New York sports fans are feeling that way right now, but nah, man, relax on Buck, relax on Buck, relax on Tibbs, relax. So I know we want to talk about a lot of stuff, and I know there's a lot of stuff going around in Knicks universe that y'all want to talk about. I think some of it is a tad premature, and I think some of it has substance. And this is just my opinion, right? I think some of the conversations in Knicks universe are a tad immature, and I think some of them just deserves a deep dive. The trade Julius Randle thing is, in my opinion, is dumb. Right? To me, it deserves no. It's not valid unless you can get back a severe upgrade over Randall. But putting Julius Randle on the trading block just because you're mad at his playoff performance, to me, is over the top, even for Knicks fans. Right? And listen, you are not alone. Right? There are other fan bases out here that feel the same way about their second best player. Right? There are some Lakers fans feel like they need to trade. Some Lakers fans feel like they need to trade AD. Right? They're like, man, you need to get an upgrade over Anthony Davis. Man, trade Anthony Davis, man, because he don't help LeBron. Really? Maybe LeBron James is not the second best player on that team. I mean, I'm sorry, maybe Anthony Davis is not the second best player on that team. Maybe it's LeBron James. Right? And for Knicks fans, maybe Julius Randle is not the issue. Maybe it's Brunson and Randle supporting cast that's the issue. And I say that because with the mindset that even though I feel like Jalen Brunson is a megastar, that's only offensively. Defensively, he's a liability, and a severe one at that. Right? But I know that, and I can come to grips with that. Right? I can come to grips with Jalen Brunson being a megastar that has flaws. But can we as Knicks fans come to grips with Julius Randle being a star with flaws? It appears that we can't. Because we are in love with scoring. We are in love with scoring, right? And I'm not bashing Jalen Brunson again. I'm saying that Jalen Brunson, in my eyes, as froggy as they are, I think Jalen Brunson is a megastar, right? But I understand that he has flaws defensively. I understand Jalen Brunson has flaws defensively, right? But under no circumstances do I want to trade Jalen Brunson or anything. Take Jalen Brunson away from the fray and put him on a shelf. Put him on a megastar pedestal. You feel me? I don't even want to talk about Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is good money, right? But Julius Randle, in the eyes of Knicks fans, is always the target of our ire. And why is that? Man, see, just outside with the dog. I left the dog open, and now it's a fly in here, bro, and it drives me crazy. Bro, when you're a pet owner, bro, you deal with when you're a pet owner, man, you deal with so much stuff. Like, legit, I set the thing for 105 at 12:50, right? Head in here to the computer, and then the dogs go haywire. And I take them, then they go outside, and then I find the reason why they out there is because it's a cat in the yard. And now I'm late over some random cat. Thank you, pets. But anyway, let's go pets. Let's go pets. Let's go pets. But I left the door open so I won't get locked outside, so I won't have to wake up the whole house in order to get back in. Plus, that's embarrassing. Right? But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is that every star is going to have flaws. And certain organizations, they look at their star and say, hey, go get that guy some help. But the Knicks say, hey, man, he the reason why we losing. JJ, that's right. Let's go Pets. Let's go Mets. And let's go. JJ is my guy, man. Hey, JJ, man, I love you, dog. Hey, I'm telling you, I have fun being up here because of people like y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, so the conversation about moving Randle for the sake of moving Randle, to me, in my mind, it's one of those ghost chasing conversations, because the answer is never an easy answer, right? Some Lakers fans are saying we need an upgrade over Anthony Davis because he's not helping LeBron. And I ask Lakers fans, and this is relevant to the Knicks too. I ask Lakers fans, where are you going to find an upgrade over Anthony Davis? Right? Right. Here's one. Thank you, DSJ. Thank you. And shout out to the members of the channel, by the way. If you want to consider helping the channel grow and helping me provide more content for the channel and all that stuff, man, consider becoming a member of the channel and supporting other ways, like download the audio podcast on in audio format and all of that stuff, and subscribe to the newsletter. But Klay Thompson, you know what a lot of Warriors fans are saying about Klay Thompson? They're like, oh, he had one bad season. He was coming off injury, and he's just rusty, right? If Klay Thompson played for the Knicks would be like, get Klay Thompson ass out of here. That's how Knicks fans think. That's how Knicks fans think right now. And I understand why Knicks fans think that way. It's the drought syndrome. It's the drought syndrome, right? It's the drought syndrome. We hadn't won a championship in so long that every failure ends with trade your best player for another player. Right? Knicks fans are going to say every time there's a failure, trade your best player for another player. And where that makes sense, I'm not sure. But it's definitely what people are talking about. So if you're the Knicks and you fail and we actually didn't, certain Knicks fans, and I'm calling you out, and I'm not calling you out, but I'm calling you out because you call yourselves out. Which in a weird way, hear me out on that. I'm not calling you out, but I am calling you out. But I'm calling you out because you're calling yourselves out. And I know that seems weird, but why would you trade your best player when the team fails, though the team didn't fail? What sense does that make? Right? What sense does that make? So it's one of those things where it's like, shout out to IKBM Dre. He sent me something the other day. It was like a rock in my shoe, right? IKBM Dre sent me a thing where the Knicks are looking to pay Josh Hart $18 million plus per year, right? And I think he knew that would be a rock in my shoe, right? And so the thing is, how in the world are you going to pay a bench role player 80% of the salary that Julius Randle makes? Right now, Evan Fournier also makes 80% of the salary Julius Randle makes, and he gets zero responsibility. I'm just asking. That's right. Evan Fournier, C-Mac, that's right. Evan Fournier makes 80% of the salary Julius Randle makes. And the Knicks want to pay, or the speculation is they want to pay Josh Hart 80% of the salary that Julius Randle makes. Yet we roast Julius Randle at every opportunity we get. And we don't say one bad word about Josh Hart or Evan Fournier. You feel me? Last year, Julius Randle made $23.5 million in base salary. Evan Fournier made $19 million. Yet we roast Randle, an all-star, an all-NBA player. And now the rumor is Now, the rumor is that they want to pay Josh Hart in the neighborhood of Evan Fournier. Yet Randall is the all-star, all-NBA player. And some Knicks fans feel like Julius Randle has to go. Think about what I'm saying. Julius Randle has to go? But not Evan Fournier. This disturbs me. This disturbs me. It honestly does. It disturbs me in a sense that I know Randall is flawed. Randall, and full disclosure, Randall is probably my second favorite player on the Knicks behind RJ Barrett. And I love Miles McBride also. Y'all know I love Miles McBride. Y'all know I love Emmanuel Quickly, right? All of them are flawed. RJ's flawed. Randall's flawed. IQ's flawed. Miles McBride is flawed, right? I know that. That's part of it. I know they're not perfect. And I don't expect them to be perfect. I expect RJ and Randall and Quickly and McBride to contribute to the greater whole, right? I want them to be parts of an equation. I don't want them to be the equation. Right? I know RJ is part of the equation. I know Randall is part of the equation. I know Quickly is part of the equation. I know even Jalen Brunson is part of the equation. Right? I know Miles McBride is part of the equation. Right? But to blame one player, to put that person in your scope and blame him for everything, I think is unfair, especially since the man is an all NBA player and an all-star. And I was challenged on that, right? So I'm challenged on that. People are saying, well, if that's the case, parts of the equation, Uncle Freezie, parts of the equation, Uncle Freezie, parts of the equation, Uncle Freezie. Why do you hate Josh Hart? Right? I don't hate Josh Hart. I always liked Josh Hart before he got here. I always wanted Josh Hart. But Josh Hart has some things to prove to me now that he's a Knick. I saw a lot of bad Josh Hart since he became a Knick. Or maybe my thought of what Josh Hart was on other teams is not who he is as a Knick. IKBM Dre is in the building. What's good, boss? And I know there are a lot of conversations. I know there are a lot of conversations out there. Like, I know there are a lot of things out there in Knicks universe that we could talk about, right? There are a lot of them. Every time on my way to the microphone, I'm walking to the microphone and I'm thinking, like, as my dog wants to go outside for a second time, I'm thinking, like, what do you really want to talk about tonight? Do you want to just open the mics up and let everybody go for what they know? or do you want to, you know what I'm saying, address a certain thing? And I'm thinking, and this is an internal conversation, right? This is an internal deliberation. Rel is in the building. We Talk Mavs is in the building. Okay, I see you, boss. Shout out to We Talk Mavs. They come on, I think, what do y'all hit? Like once a week, twice a week, right? Rel and King Kai, they chopping it up about, yo, their chat is bananas, bro. I was in their chat. It was crazy, man. Mavs fans are passionate, bro. And Rel, and just real quick, all topic, just real quick. I think I might be warming up to Jason Kidd. I think I might be warming up to Jason Kidd. Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. Okay. I think we may have to do that too, just like do a members show. Just like one for the members where we just get in and rock for the members. But my thing about Randall is he flawed? Yes. Does he make you sick sometimes? Yes. Does Randall make you just want to go grab him by the ear and just pull him to the side and just wash his mouth out with soap? Yes. But is he a two-time All-Star as a Knick? Yes. Is he a two-time All-NBA player as a Knick? Yes. So this whole thing of trading Randall for the sake of trading Randall, I think is a bridge too far for reasonable adults and reasonable sports fans. Right? It's like if you're a Yankees fan of the 90s, if you're a Yankees fan of the 90s, you remember all that talk, man. We need a Jorge Posada. He just, man, Jorge Posada is not Derek Jeter. Jorge Posada make me so mad sometimes. Hey, he's not Derek Jeter. And Jorge Posada gets asked to do different things. Jorge Posada has to manage a pitching staff and hit and defend. I think it's one of those things that we need to consider as Knicks fans. I'm not telling you how to go about doing your fandom. Whatever you do, that's on you. I don't care. But to try to make it a general conversation all the time with Knicks fans, to me, is ridiculous. Adam is in the building. Adam says, Randall did not show up when we needed him. Yeah. 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 I noticed y'all say that a lot, right? Where was Quentin Grimes' offense at? Where was Josh Hart at? He was healthy. Where was RG at? He was healthy. I notice y'all say that a lot. Say stuff like that a lot. GI is in the building. GI says, "Welcome to the Knocks at Night podcast." Yeah, man. For some fans, there is no pleasing a narrative. What I would say to a conversation, if y'all have this Randall conversation with me, and I'm not gonna back down. Y'all know me. I'm not backing down in the conversation, right? If you want to talk, I'll talk. But don't think I go along to get along. I don't. I'm not built that way. Right? I'm not built that way, man. I'm not the Julius Randle conversation. I think it's one where I think it's a simpleton conversation. To be honest, if you're a simpleton, if you sleep on top of the covers, that Randall conversation might be for y'all. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. To say, we lost the series, it's all Randall's fault is not the I like to peel the layers back and talk about the complexities of stuff. And if you don't like talking about the complexities of stuff, if you like to keep things simple, then those are your conversations. But if you like the intrigue and complexities of conversations that challenge you, that's where I'm at with it. And y'all know this. I've been telling y'all this for like 2 years. I will challenge you to be better. Some people can't take it, so they leave. I will challenge all notions and all of that stuff so that the people watching us can get a deep conversation, so they can enjoy stuff at a deeper level. But to say something like we didn't win the series because RJ went 1 for 10 is lame to me. Right? And I know we like to keep things simple sometimes. I don't like to keep things simple. If you're like, and say for instance, when I see King Imbert, I feel like when I open this microphone up and King Imbert is here, I'm gonna rock the party, right? I'm gonna rock the party, right? I'm the number one chief rocker. I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna make sure that King Imbert know when he click on that YouTube button to come in here and listen, that he's gonna be challenged, he's gonna be stimulated and entertained, right? But I'm not gonna say Julius Randle lost us the playoffs. It makes no sense. Wacko, thank you for the generous contribution. Wacko says superstars don't average 15-7 on 32% in the playoffs. They will if there is some things going on. And then plus two, I never called Julius Randle a superstar. I specifically said star. I never said that. I never called Julius Randle a superstar. I specifically called Jalen Brunson a megastar, though. Yeah. And I would challenge you with this. I would challenge you with this. What superstar is successful in the playoffs without another star. There's only one superstar or megastar that was successful in the playoffs with no other star or superstar, and his name was Hakeem Olajuwon. 1994. No star player without another star is successful in the playoffs. The only other player that was successful was Hakeem Olajuwon, 1994. Lamar Jackson was good. Dre says Dirk. Hey man. You might want to rethink that one, bro. Look at the caliber of players on that team with Dirk. Look at the caliber of players on that team with Dirk. The Cooler says Giannis. Yeah, Chris Middleton was an all-star. Drew Holiday was an all-star. Did Dirk have Jason Kidd on that team with him? Did he have Sean Marion? I can't remember who all was on that team. I got like 1,000 questions, man. I think I may have to stretch this out over the summer because I legit have like 1,000 questions that I want to, or 1,000 things that I want to talk about, right? But I think I'm on a good path with this one, with the Randall thing. Right? And JJ says, they need to go get you Hopkins. Nah, Hopkins is coming to Chicago. Y'all get ready for that. Man, the Bears are going to have Nuke, DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Tyler Scott, Donnell Mooney at receiver. We about to listen, let's go. Let's go Bears. and DSJ says, nah, Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, Mario Ellie, Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell. Now we talk about all-stars. They never played in the all-star game. Right. Yeah. What did we tell? Soon as you said Robert Ory and Mario Ellie, I just started laughing internally. Otis Thorpe, I'm just laughing internally. as soon as I saw those names, I was like, yeah, no. In 2021 against Atlanta, Julius Randle with Nerlens Noel, Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, Alec Burks, and D Rose on a bad ankle. Yeah, no, Taj Gibson. No, I don't judge Rand. On 2021 was a fluke. 2021 was a fluke. Right. This year, though, with him and Brunson, yeah, I think we're too hard on Julius Randle. I think we're too hard on Randle. Randle is a great player. A great player. I think Randle is a star. right? All the other stuff that go with all the shenanigans, though. I'm like, Randall, come on, boss, come on. You only make people's perception of you. You only magnify people's perception of you, and sometimes we can't defend that. Sometimes we can't defend that, man. You know? Another thing that I hear in Nick's universe, and I think I want to speak to it. I want to speak to it. Um, the thing about Tom Thibodeau has to go. I don't think Tibbs has to go. I think Tibbs has to change. And I understand that this is an uphill battle. I understand that. JJ, it's life. I can't help it. Man, Manchild says, good luck winning with Randall. No, I get it. I get it. I never said it was going to be easy. Right? But then again, I never said it was going to be hard. What I'm saying about what I'm saying about Randall ultimately is that he is a piece to the puzzle. He is not the puzzle. He's a piece to the puzzle. The sooner we realize that Randall is a piece to the puzzle and not the puzzle, I think the better off we'll be. And I also feel like the sooner we realize that no player wins a championship, that teams win championships, the better off we'll be. The sooner that we realize that we don't have a Michael Jordan in his prime, the sooner that we realize we don't have a Kobe Bryant in his prime, the better off we'll be. I think as a Knicks community, sometimes one person's shock jock narrative makes you think something sideways. It gets you bent. And what I would say to that is don't bend easily. Because there are a lot of people on YouTube and on radio and on television, and they say things and they imply things. And what I've come to realize is they don't do it for insincerity. They do it for clicks. And when I think about Blorange Tears, do we really on Blorange Tears do we do stuff just for clicks? No. A lot of the time, some of the stuff we say is unpopular. Sometimes people listening to us, they'll get mad and storm. I'm out of here, Uncle Freezie. Why do you always call Grimes a ham sandwich? Well, I don't always call Grimes a ham sandwich. Right? I say stuff like, I think Quentin Grimes can have a Paul George or Kawhi Leonard type impact in time in a year or two. And then sometimes I walk it back. Sometimes I'm like, well, the look on his face when he got that bloody lip in Cleveland told me a different story. When Grimes got that bloody lip in Cleveland, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This wasn't a part of the equation. See, I never saw this before. I have to rethink this because I thought Grimes was a dog. And then I think about how Scotty Barnes was chumping him. How Scotty Barnes was talking to him and Grimes wouldn't say nothing. Real King is in the building. And Manchild says, I thought Grimes was Dotson 2.0. Manchild, hey, listen. I don't think you want me to put, I hope you kidding, because if I put the numbers up on the screen, side by side, I don't know. I don't know if you want me to put numbers up on the screen side by side. I purposely didn't do that, by the way. The offensive numbers, not the defensive. The defensive numbers are hard to find, but I don't know if you want me to put the offensive numbers up on the screen side by side. Yo, what's good, boss?
I'm chilling, bro. What up, Freezie? What up, Bully? What up,
Bully?
What up?
How you doing, man?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, man. Good. Man,
I'm
been a
out
long
here.
time, man. How you doing?
I'm
You
good,
good?
man. I'm out here chilling with my peoples, man. My man D. I'm out here on my sister's step.
Okay.
When people, my man D.
Hey, what's good? Hey, what's good, boss?
How you doing?
Man, I'm all right. Look like y'all having a good time.
Yeah, we're chilling, man. I'm just ready to get on this Nick content, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I'm out here, you know me. I'm out here defending Randall a little bit. I'm out here talking about these narratives. Man, I just don't want to. Man, so I got this thing, right? Like for instance, you and Corey Lee do a show on Sunday mornings, right? And,
yes, sir.
And y'all talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all, right?
Yes, sir.
On Sunday mornings, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
then there are like hundreds of Knicks content creators out, and I think they just talk that talk for clicks. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like some of it or most of it is genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they'll say stuff like, well, Randall keep letting us down in the playoffs, man. Randall ain't taking us nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you mentioned that Michael Jordan played with Orlando Woolridge and George Gervin, and he ain't never got nowhere with them.
Wow, that was a long time ago, boy.
But it happened, right?
Yes, sir.
It happened, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't click for them until they got the right coach and the right young players around Mike Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mike Jordan didn't come in the league and win championships to his 7th or 8th year in the league.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then he had to wait out 3 dynasties. He had to wait out the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Pistons before he started winning championships. You know what I mean?
they must have Mike they must have Mike real hard during that time period. That's true.
They robbed it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They
So
robbed
so
it.
when so when you talk about Randall, and I know he ain't perfect, right? I know Randall ain't perfect. Randall got a long way to go. For
Yes,
one,
sir.
he needed to tighten. For one thing, he needed to tighten up his attitude, right? But
Facts.
but the second thing though is we got to understand that, man, no one NBA player is going to win a championship by himself. You got to build a team. Teams win championships.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's where I'm going with it. I just, I just don't want, because people can say the same thing about Carmelo. They like, Carmelo ain't did nothing for the Knicks.
Hmm.
I had that conversation with somebody in Knicks universe about Carmelo ain't did nothing for
Hmm.
the Knicks. And I'm like, yo, that's not fair.
I mean, I'm sorry, Uncle Freezie. Carmelo was definitely a cornerstone for us as far as a Nick player is concerned. I mean, we definitely wanted all for Carmelo to happen and whatnot. But um, Julius Randle, I like him, man. He's a good player, man. I really dig him. I'm really into Julius. I had a little things going on about him. I just want him to step his game up, man, and be a better leader, be a better leader, bruh.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and then elevate this team and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Uncle Freak. I'm out in the street. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm sitting on the stoop chilling.
No, I got
But
you.
um, the point that you're making is great and stuff like that. But Julius, I don't. I think we need to move away from Julius, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
Please don't be mad at me.
Nah, that's
But
your
I
no,
say
that,
that.
that's your no, that's your no. Listen, and bully. The thing I'm getting at is not that me and you and I can't have different opinions.
Hmm.
My thing is not having an opinion at all and just saying stuff for clicks.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Facts.
That's what I'm talking, because no reasonable mind's gonna disagree all the time. Like some Fridays, I'm gonna want fish and you might want wings.
I just had some wings. How about
Bam!
that?
And I just had fish. How about that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So it's like reasonable minds can disagree when it's genuine, but when you in the mindset, this 50 people
Okay.
gonna come through and get in the chat. I think
Yes,
that's,
sir.
but like I don't get into the fake narrative stuff. Is what I'm saying.
No doubt, no doubt. I agree with you all the way, Uncle Freezy. Dre, where your Jerry curl at, boy?
It's under wraps right now. It's
Dre,
under
you letting
All
your
wraps.
right,
soul
good.
glow? Dre letting his soul glow?
A little bit, a little bit.
We talking about the
Yeah,
Knicks.
man. Yeah, man.
No, I'm out here enjoying myself, yo. Uncle Freezy, man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. You are. I got to give it up to you, man. You are on. I went to work a couple of nights ago. I had went to sleep and woke up. You and Dre was kicking it. I swear to God, I said, big boy, they burning it up. I
Yeah,
love
man.
it.
Yeah, Dre
I
easy
love
to
it.
talk to. Dre easy to talk to, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
like
sir.
you know how you get around your homeboy and you just have like one little topic, and before you know it, like the other day, right? Me and my
Yes.
homeboy, my wife is in the car waiting, right? She's
Okay.
like, I'm like, yo, I'll be right back. I'm coming, promise. And we talked so long, she blew the horn and let the window down, like, y'all still talking? And I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah,
You
gotta go,
know what
gotta
I'm
go.
saying?
Hey, peace, peace, peace. I gotta go.
Peace.
Yeah. You know what I
Yeah, no
mean?
doubt. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So yeah, man. So it get like that, man. I generally try to keep the window to 2 hours, but if we rocking, bro, I'm just like, damn,
Man, y'all was on for what? The four? Y'all was on like 4 hours the other day. I'm getting ready to go to.
7 hours. It was
Oh
seven
my
hours.
God, boy,
Yeah,
boy. Oh
yeah,
Lord,
yeah.
it's all good, man. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, but like I mentioned though, it's like us having an organic conversation about these next topics, right?
Yeah,
Like I ain't just gonna say something, like I ain't gonna put up a slide like, you know, fire Tibbs now. You know what I'm saying?
no,
And then everybody come in the chat be like, yo, blah blah blah, boom boom boom. you know. Dre, you still Dre, let me ask you a question. Or I want to bring up a thing that Dre mentioned, and it was an excellent observation, and I wanted to kind of expound on it on the air, right? So Dre, were you trolling me when you said Julius Randle is like Karl Anthony Towns, like
Oh,
Anthony Davis, like Kentucky big men, or just about numbers and not about winning?
Eh, I don't want to say that they're not about winning, but they all share some commonalities in terms of impact towards winning sometimes or lack thereof.
Right.
But they all put up monster counting stats.
Yeah. But they don't win.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And I want
ultimately, you still like you said before, you still need a team. And in today's NBA, unless you're physically imposing and just dominant or one of the greatest passers of all time, not for just your position, but in history of the NBA,
right.
it's hard to just win with your focal point being your big.
Yeah. I wanted to throw this out there though. I think maybe all Kentucky players are like that. Right?
Yeah,
John Wall, Devin Booker,
mm, yeah,
Jamal Mashburn.
even further than that.
Yeah, yeah.
Jamal Mashburn was the dude. He was that dude.
Yeah, he was that dude. He could score. Now he could
He was that
score.
dude.
Yeah. In big moments though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah.
Dre.
Yeah.
Hey, look, as far as I can remember, we was giving him that work when he was on Miami.
When he was in
You ain't
Miami.
never lie. I ain't gonna front. You ain't never lie, Dre.
But to that effect, I was like extending it to bigs, but because when you compare the bigs out of Kentucky, that
DeMarcus Cousins too.
yeah, I was gonna say
Let me
when you compare the bigs that come out of Kentucky, all of them are very skilled,
right,
can stretch the floor,
right,
have point guard skills at
right,
times, playmate,
right,
can get near when they get to their prime, they average around 24, 25 with 10 plus rebounds.
right.
Um, but it, but they also all have some sort of mental block,
Yeah,
or they're viewed as like a head case in some regards,
right. Would you
where
count
you might not see the best out of them consistently in like high leverage situations like the playoffs.
like Eric Gordon?
Yeah,
I think it's something to that. I think it's something to that. The Calipari type players, right?
yeah.
Calipari players like even um Marcus Camby.
Oh, back to Rhode Island. Was it
I
Rhode
love
Island or
Marcus
No,
Camby.
UMass? UMass.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Lamar Odom for some reason.
right.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
Yeah.
love Marcus Camby.
Yeah, man. Love Camby and what he did, man. But these Kentucky players, and it's not just Randall. Everybody, and think about the Anthony Davis, the Carl Anthony
That's
Towns,
for yours now.
the DeMarcus Cousins, the Julius Randalls. They
Mhm.
all have that same, you know, thing.
they'll put up crazy numbers when you're not expecting it,
Yeah,
but when you're expecting a specific load, like in the playoffs, all of them have relatively fallen short.
right,
Like you've
right,
never, I don't, out of any of them, you've never really seen them consistently drop numbers that are above their regular season averages
right,
in the playoffs. They at best they're at their season averages or
right.
they're below them.
But then there are guys like that are built for the playoffs, like Jamal Murray,
Yeah.
right? That'll score like 20, 21 a game, and then in the playoffs they'll average like 28.
Yep.
And then you're challenged. You're like, well, how does he look this fluid
Under
during
pressure.
yeah. How's he step his game up like that? Is because if stepping your game up is and yo, and you know what?
You
Now
can say the
that
same for Jimmy.
yeah. Now and now that David Parker says Maxi tries, you know who else look like that in the playoffs?
Quickly.
Emmanuel Quickly. Oh,
Facts, Dre, facts.
so Dre, I think this might be one of the most spellbounding things that I heard. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to use spellbound because that's an old word, like that's an old school word, like from the 80s, 90s, right? But but I think this point has me spellbound. Like when you get a Kentucky player, are you expecting to see a stat pattern and not a winner?
Before Devin Booker got hitched with Hall of Fame talent, he was viewed as a stat pattern.
A
Though
stat
the same
pattern.
way you kind of viewed SGA, Freezy,
Yep.
and he went to Kentucky. So not to dismiss their talent, they're obviously supremely talented, all NBA caliber players.
Right.
But not everyone is built to step their game up in the playoffs. That's
Right,
just what it
Dre,
is.
I
What it is.
like SGA. I like SGA.
I like SGA also.
I really like SGA, man. I think he could do. I think he could do a lot of things for us.
Right.
Seriously.
Right. I like SGA.
I had to convince Freezy on SGA
It happens, bro.
Dre.
Yeah, it happens, bro. It happens with all of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens with all of us. You
Facts.
know, we have these.
100%.
You know, we have one perception based off of what we see, and then it
Facts.
just takes somebody just as smart as you or smarter about a certain topic to convince you to look at things differently.
Yep.
That's what we do. That's why I do this channel. You know what I'm saying? To let people have their own opinions, or provide a place for people to have their own opinions, and to listen to them opinions and rethink what you normally think about.
Facts. And that's just being reasonable at that point.
All right, are we getting Giannis? No.
No, no,
Giannis ain't going nowhere.
I know he ain't.
He bucks for life. He ain't going nowhere. You know what
Uncle
I'm saying?
Freezie, can we talk about the flop by LeBron?
Oh God, yeah, come on.
That flop was crazy.
You talking about the
That
one
was ridiculous.
where Jokic set the screen
Yeah, where Jokic shut the screen and
and
he
he
spilled
flew?
the man beer.
I mean, Jokic hit him back with a prime Vladdy
Yeah,
In the
flop.
back, yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm saying the next possession down, he flopped.
Right.
He got
That's
it
what I'm
back.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Dre.
yeah. But LeBron flopped though. LeBron flopped like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hit him with a chair.
Oh no, you ain't going to the WWF.
Yeah, he hit him with that. He hit him with that. And LeBron took 7 steps sideways like he was the Rock and then flopped.
Speaking of Ricky, he flopped like he got shot like Ricky. He just
Yeah.
he sprawled out.
Oh, good one, Dre. Good one, Dre. Good
He
one,
sprawled out and just.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, but
did.
this is something we've come to expect. It is what it is.
He said 7 steps sideways.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. He messed up on that one, man. That was a straight flop.
Yeah, and soon, hey, and Bully, to your point, soon as LeBron did that in the game, the NBA talking about they're gonna make some rules changes to the flop rule
Yeah,
the
I get
same
it.
day. Did you
Technical
see that, Dre?
fouls.
Yeah.
That man was
I mean, I
smelling
mean,
like
I mean,
Bengay. He went out like Bengay.
I'm gonna say this. At least there's gonna be like some in-game penalty
Mm-hmm.
for it, at least. Because when you watch guys like Kyle Lowry
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
do stuff over and over
Yeah.
with no repercussion, like in terms of game, like these guys make too much damn money for a fine to do anything
Right.
from.
Come on, man. I wish I could make that money, man. Man, look at here. Boy.
You remember the flopping fine thing, like $20,000 for dudes
Yes,
making
sir.
$200 million in a contract. Like, come on, it's nothing.
Yes,
Like,
sir. Yes, sir.
dude's making 40 million a year.
For doing craziness. Mm.
Especially when owners are volunteering to pay these fines for the players,
Hmm.
right?
Exactly. So what is the point?
Yeah. So what's the point?
You gotta at least like inflict some sort of penalty in game.
In game, right, right.
So we'll see.
Like free throws and possession. You got
Yeah.
to do
Facts.
something like that. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying to prevent it.
Facts.
Yeah, you absolutely right about that, bully. Because as soon as you brought that up, I was like, "Dang, he saw the same thing I saw."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
He
this
was trying
whole
to he was trying to I'm sorry, Uncle Freeze. He was trying to flop his way into a win,
right.
and he got flopped out. Goodbye. You
Goodbye,
old.
peace. Yeah,
You
and
old.
yeah, and you know what else? And you know what else, bully? I think what people are not recognizing too is LeBron is not a top 20 player in the league no more.
No, he finished.
Right, but he got the top 20 in the league persona.
All right, can I get some people mad? I'm not gonna lie, Uncle Freezy. I'm on one tonight. I'm on one tonight. Dre, you my man. Uncle Freezy, you my man.
Right, right,
LeBron ain't in my. He not on that Mount Rushmore. I'm sorry.
right,
Get his hairline fixed. Get them tapping doors fixed. He's not on that Mount Rushmore. And any of them little dusty dudes that don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm on one tonight. He's not up
right,
there.
right,
Who's in Mount Rushmore?
Why
Who-
every year we gotta why every year LeBron gotta get about 5 or 6 dudes to get up to make him a champion. And
right,
he the king.
right,
You know how we play spades, right?
right, right.
Who know how to
But
play spades?
I
Man,
don't.
come
I
on,
don't.
bro. Come on, bro. My middle name Bicycle, bro. My
All
name,
right
my
then.
my name on the cards. They put my name on the cards, bro.
I see your face on that call, Uncle Freezy. I
You know
see
what I'm
your face on that. But the Joker beats the king, right?
saying? Right. Yep.
The
Yeah.
Joker beats the king.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace. Yeah. My thing is with LeBron is I'm not gonna say that I would take certain players over him, right? But what I will say is this: I do think Anthony Davis is the best player on that team,
Yeah,
right?
for the fact.
Right,
I'm walking up the stairs with it.
and right,
But he
and I
should be though, because LeBron's 38, 80 in the prime of his career. And
not
he,
but not according to Lakers fans. When you listen to Lakers fans, Anthony Davis is Batman to LeBron's Robin,
because well, I'll say this
or I'm
to
sorry,
that.
Robin to LeBron's Batman. I'm sorry.
I'll say this to that point, Freezy. He's not as dominant as he should be. He's supposed to immediately take that sort of like. There's been too many situations in the playoffs where you see AD come up with 12 points, 13 points,
Right,
and he's getting paid max money, and he's in the prime of his career. He's 30. His consistency is lacking compared to his actual talent level. Like LeBron shouldn't have to. Like this year, LeBron averaged 28 points per game. He shouldn't
okay,
have to average that many points with 80 on that team.
no, he should. And but let me tell you this, Dre. When LeBron was out with his injury, the Lakers were balling, and AD looked like a top 7 player in the league. Right? They caught fire when LeBron was out, and they had to incorporate LeBron back into the lineup. Those 28 points a game when LeBron was the centerpiece, the Lakers were floundering, and they made those moves at the trade deadline to change up the roster. That came back with AD. They were balling. They looked dangerous.
But when they made the moves before Braun got hurt, they were on an upswing. Like the roster before those moves was poorly constructed, to be absolutely honest. So, and that was LeBron's fault to begin with because they pushed for that Westbrook deal. He
Right.
pushed for that, notably he himself.
Right.
But the roster construction improved, and they were playing at a high clip when Braun was there. Then he got hurt, and then AD stepped up.
Right.
But when it comes to like I've seen LeBron and AD have high level chemistry, like in the bubble, for instance. But it's maybe it's a mental block for AD. but when it comes to like since the bubble, he's just been up and down in terms of his dominance. Like one night he'll drop 30 and 20. The next night he'll come back with 17, 17, 15. And like other bigs, even like Shaq himself says, not to compare AD to Shaq, but Shaq himself says he needs to be more dominant and assertive. He's just passive
Right.
a lot
Right.
of the times. And
Let
it's
me
kind of looking funny. One last thing, it's kind of looking funny how AD got listed to that top 75 over like Dwight Howard or something.
and Clay Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A-
Let me bring Soulfinger in real quick. Hold on for a second.
Big Freezy took himself off. What up? What up, Soulfinger?
Hey, what's cracking? What's cracking?
I'm chilling, brother.
So figure
What?
what up?
What's up, bully? What's happening, baby?
What up, partner?
Oh man, keep my head above water, man.
That's what up, sir.
So,
What you wanted to chime in with? 'Cause I know you had something on your mind.
oh man, look, I saw you cast one on. I was like, me. I was let me slide in and see what y'all talking about. I heard heard a little bit you were saying about LeBron, but I agree with Bully because I'm you know
I can't have too many gripes with LeBron. Like,
I mean, I'll say this right now, he's not where he was. I do have, and when it comes to it, my stance is, they all the comparison of Jordan, LeBron was always going, but my problem was this: it seemed like everybody forgot about Kobe.
yeah, yeah.
Kobe
I
was
well
the closest
me
to Jordan that you will ever see.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's all I'm saying.
That's his little brother.
but greatness comes in different forms. He doesn't necessarily have to be like MJ to be great. Like Kareem was great in a completely different way. He's still top three.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying is how Kobe gets overlooked. You know how the media whatever try
right.
to put it out because it's like they overlook Kobe. I'm like, how you can forget Kobe with the things he's done? I mean, granted, you want to he and Shaq that whole issue or whatever, but he was a killer on the court.
I'm inclined to agree with you, man. Like I think I think I think we I think you can appreciate legends in different ways. It's unfortunate like that it has to be like a comparison thing. But
Yeah, I mean,
but
it is. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I don't. When it comes down to it, I don't
Like the
want
media
to
just
categorize.
overlooks him.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kills me. The media overlooks him, and I'm like, how can you overlook Kobe? Because, like I said, he's the closest thing to Jordan you will ever see.
I don't think we ever gonna get someone that close to Jordan
Yeah,
in terms
never
of
again.
how they played.
Hey
But
man,
but
hey man, yeah. Is this thing on? Wait a minute. Is Kobe the closest thing to Jordan?
well,
Okay.
I'll say Kawhi. Like if we're keeping it calling it a spade, Kawhi, like Kobe had way more tricks in his bag compared to Jordan.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to look at like visually how they played, Kawhi almost like remarkably copies Jordan in the mid
Right.
post, in the post game, in all his moves. It's all short, concise, direct moves. It's all efficiency. That's kind of what was MJ's thing. Like MJ didn't really have all the extra dribble moves, and he made sure he got to his spot. He got to his spot in the most efficient manner, and he got his shot off.
Yeah. Hey, Soulfinger, what's good, man?
What's going on, Freeze, man?
And I'm chilling, boss. Guess who I heard before I opened up the microphone. I listened to this group called Sky.
Oh,
They had that song "Real Love."
Real Love.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the way you
Yeah,
feel. It's real
yeah.
love. Yeah, yeah, man. But anyway,
Man, look, you slow drag that joker there.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey,
But
because you know when they open the track on real quick, for you, they open the track, come on. Hey, if you was on the wall, you heard got off the wall real
you
fast.
get off the wall.
Man, flying through there like Jet Li.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I wanted to say something to the Kobe thing just real quick. I do appreciate Kobe Bryant. Right, I do. I think Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players to ever play NBA basketball. Right, but I there are guys that played in the NBA that Kobe Bryant would voluntarily sit his behind down and just watch them play. Right, look like man, you can't forget the David Thompsons of the world.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Elgin Baylor,
yeah, yeah.
Elgin Baylor, bro. I saw Elgin Baylor jump in the air one time and doze off and take a nap, and they had to wake him up. Right? Hey, you stuck in the air. He was like, oh, okay, my bad. And then he came back down. Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get the I get the Kobe thing. I appreciate Kobe, but Kobe may not shooting guard ever play for the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not diminishing what Kobe did, right? But man, when you think about the 6'5", 6'6" wings that play for the Lakers, bro, you got to think about Elgin Baylor. You know what I'm saying? You got to. Can we add Jerry West to that conversation too?
The logo.
The man is the logo, bro. The man was legit the best defender, the best defending shooting guard the Lakers ever had, and Kobe Bryant was what 13 times All NBA defense.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. He ain't deserve about like 7
Half of them, yeah.
That was off reputation.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, should Kobe Bryant have won league MVP more than once?
Yeah.
Yes.
Same for
At
Shaq.
least 3 times. At least 3 times.
Well, Shaq got robbed when they gave that to Steve Nash. That was
Yeah,
travesty.
that was ridiculous.
That was
That's
ridiculous.
so Facts.
Yeah. So I'm not diminishing Kobe, man. I think Kobe is great, right? But come on, man. Are we seriously? We not talking about Elgin Baylor? The man averaged 25 and 15 at 6'5". I mean, come on, bro. I mean, yeah. I just want to, you know what I mean?
Well, see, I came in and I just caught the part. Bully was, you're talking about LeBron, and it just for me, a lot of cats talk about it. And they're like, the king, LeBron's this, LeBron that. But I was like, how you overlook Kobe? That's just it's mind boggling.
I think that's disrespectful, man. To be truthful.
Yeah. No doubt. Jay Boogie, thank you for the generous contribution. Jay Boogie says,
Jay Boogie,
just tune in and heard Bully say the Joker beats the King line. Bars.
Yeah. Hey, that was a bar. That was definitely a bar.
Yeah, man.
That's one of them. That's Rakim
we play
level
spades,
right there.
right? We play. We family. We play spades now.
Yeah. The Joker does. Hey, Joker beats the King. Hey, and a lot of times depends on where you play. Some cats play. If you drop the big Joker, you got the other team got to drop that high card.
That's right. Even sometimes the little Joker beat the King. The little Joker beat the King too.
The little Joker beat the King, but in this case, that big Joker and a little Joker, that's a big Joker.
That's a big Joker.
And I'm gonna tell you this here. He let it be known. If you see that cat come into the arena dressed like Peaky Blinders, problem.
And to that point, like
nice so figure.
To that point, like we talking about a generational big in his prime that took over, and like not even to diminish it, but like LeBron is in his 20th year, and the fact that he's still in a conference finals at that age,
look, man, I give it to him.
It doesn't make sense. Like I'll put it this way. There's only been like there's been a handful of guys that played 20 years,
Yeah.
and the highest scoring season for a guy that played 20 years before LeBron was Kobe at 17.6. LeBron averaged 29 points per game this year
Mm.
at 38 years old.
You
Like,
see,
but
and
behind that, like Dirk Nowitzki averaged 12. Abdul averaged 10, but it's a little bit different for Abdul because he played 4 years or 3 years in college. So that's different. But like Vince Carter averaged 5 at year 20. Like this
but
is
Trey,
not
I'm here to
normal.
tell you, man. I think it's one of those things though. In this era, I don't count these stats in this era, bro. You can't hardly touch nothing. It's all offense, bro. It's just like in the NFL, man. Just because Pat Mahomes can throw for 4,000 yards, he ain't Dan Marino, bro. I'm sorry.
But everybody that makes it to 20 years are broken down. You're not at no point if you're falling off. There's no mediocre player averaging near 30 points per game in this league. Freezy. There is not one mediocre basketball player averaging that many points. Not one.
I
Cream
think
Bigums.
I think the likelihood for that to happen in this era is greater than it would have been back when every basket Michael Jordan got back in the day, he had to work for that. Ain't no rules nowadays that allow
Freezy.
Mike,
Freezy.
you know.
There's Kelly Tripucka averaged 25 points per game in the 80s, bro.
Hey man, Kelly
I'm
Tripucka
not.
was a good player though.
No. That's not diminishing him, but he is not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Kelly Tripucka was a great NBA basketball player.
A very
Yeah, he was from my neighborhood too, by the way. That's why I was thinking.
You know, I'll give.
Oh, that's the reason why. Oh, Lord.
You got to give LeBron his due. I give him his due. You know, he's 38, be able to, do what he do. I mean, I remember many moons ago when I was 38, man. Look, just getting out of bed was a job, man.
About like 15 something years ago. Good God Almighty.
Yeah. Good point, Soulfinger.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I give it to him, but that's also we have to take into account. That's why I don't like, the really overall trying to compare because each era things were different.
Right.
Jordan, see, Kobe was the bridge, and like I said, some of them may think I'm a Kobe fan, Stan or whatever.
You salute the greats, man. That's all.
But I'm giving him his problem. All right, man. Look, I'm at a point in time in my life I can give two ish about what somebody say, man.
Right.
You get to that point, man. When I fall, like I said, you know how cats trip and try not to fall, do the cool jog.
Yeah.
I'm the cat that's gonna fall. I'm gonna tuck and roll and lay there for a while, man.
Yeah, get my life together.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay down there, man. That's just me. That's where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna pull a G man. I say that to say this. Shout out to G man.
Shout out to G man.
I say that to say this.
Right.
Kobe was the bridge from that era to this era.
I agree.
He really was that bridge. And if you think about, the Jordan, the battles Jordan had, because it was physical that he dealt with. Rules were different. Thanks to and then you think about it, the Knicks caused a lot of the calls to be when it came defensively with plays. That was it was geared towards the Knicks because the Knicks were so physical, along with Detroit.
Right.
Remember who was known for hand checking in the league at one time? Derek Harper. And it was known. They tried to do it. Derek Harper had those big hands, and he just moved. He may not have been the best shape, but he just moved a cat the way he wanted.
Yeah.
He was so strong. So things of that nature.
Right.
Jordan going through Detroit and then dealing with New York, dealing with the Pacers. I mean, it was physical, man. It was the Pacers. Man, it was physical.
Right.
Now you blink too hard, hey, foul.
Right. That's what I'm saying, Soulfinger. That's why when I hear like the LeBron stats, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because if Kareem, can you imagine Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Can you imagine Patrick Ewing playing during this era where you can't even touch a big man?
God.
Pat would average 40 and 21.
Easy.
All day.
In this era, you know what I'm saying? In this era, where you can't hold it with cats And Dre, and this is the reason why I say that. No disrespect to your point, right? But nowadays the rules are so soft that defensive-minded cats like Tom Thibodeau are rotating diminutive point guards in the paint to guard the rim. And I'm asking y'all, can y'all imagine Tom Thibodeau doing that with Shaq on the floor?
Man, he'd have been
You
back.
wrote
Man,
you
But
look,
here's the
man,
caveat. Here's the caveat to that. Shaq would have to play defense in this era, and they
he
would
would
pull
have to
him out
pick
to
and
the.
roll.
He would have. They would pull his big ass to the 3 point line and dare him to do something at that point.
Right.
Now, of course, Shaq would get his 35, no matter
Yeah.
what. But they would be teeing off on him like nothing on the other end.
Well, Shaq at 298 would defend that pick and roll, but Shaq at 335
We
could
can't
not.
make the
Not yeah,
assumption
yeah,
that he would take
yeah.
care of his body because he didn't do it. So
Okay. All right.
unfortunately, he didn't
Okay.
do
Well,
it.
well, let me use another big man then. Let me
Yeah,
use another big Jeff
That's-
Rulin. A cat like Jeff Rulin would dominate in today's NBA.
I
I
think
thought
I
you, I
think
thought
I
you were gonna say
think
Mark Eden.
I think David Robinson would probably be the prototypical big from that era to dominate in this era, where you don't
Would
necessarily have to be a large big. You could just if like he was 7 foot what one, hyper athletic,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
could run up and down the court,
David
got that
Robinson was
jumper.
big, bro. David Robinson was 250.
He was a cut up 250 though.
Yeah, he was
Man,
shredded though.
I
Yeah.
thought I thought you were about to say Oliver Miller, man.
Nah, man. Nah. Nah,
But
but
like
hey,
a lot of the stuff we see that Giannis does, you would be seeing him do, like David Robinson do.
yeah, and you know what? And I bring up Jeff Rulin, Dre, but Jeff Rulin, a dude that can shoot the three in 1984 at 6'11", they listed him at like 245, but we all know that's a joke. That's the biggest joke in NBA history, right? Jeff Rulin was 245. Jeff Rulin might have been 280, right? But he was like the dude that could step out, shoot the three, was a beast down low, and could dribble and had soft hands. Now his issue is his playing style was not sustainable because of in today's NBA, where cats take care of their body, cats like Jeff Rulin, Soul Finger, you remember Jack Sigma?
Mm-hmm.
You remember Jack Sigma? Man, those cats like that could get Tom Chambers
Tom
in this
Chambers
era.
was
Uh,
Tom, ooh, yeah,
bro, where you couldn't hand check him, Tom Chambers would go by any power forward in today's NBA, bro,
and baptize him.
and baptize them and shoot the three in their face. Right? These rules where you can't touch an offensive player, bro. Yeah,
But this is one thing though. Like when you mention these players, they could go around, right? But a lot of these players had like rudimentary handles. Like they'd get stripped, like doing a lot of these moves. But if they came up in this era, they'd be more skilled in that regard. So
but
it
that
would
was
be
my point,
different.
though.
Yeah, yeah. Like if they came up in this era, they'll be working on guard skills. They wouldn't be so
Mm-hmm.
stiff up and upright with the ball. So like when we talk about great players, like great players, if we're talking about great players or top tier players, they're gonna be great in any era, in my
Right,
mind. It don't
right,
matter if you drop Wilt Chamberlain right now in today's game, he's gonna get 30 points per game, just like or even higher, just like Embiid. It's just to this point, Freezy. You know, Joel Embiid is like the first center to average 30 points per game in back to back years since Wilt.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's something you hadn't seen, but this era. I'm not gonna say the big man is really coming back because when you look at it, the top two are
It's
Joker
only about
Embiid,
three of them. It's only about three.
Joker Embiid. A lot of cat people don't like Cat, but I mean you got to look at his skill set, what he can bring. You got Porzingis, he has a skill set that's doing something. But I think in the Ewan era, you did have bigs that you dump it down to them, they won't go to work. They're gonna give you something in that paint.
right.
Nowadays it's like, he ain't gonna do anything.
But that's what the league valued back then. Because I remember I brought up the stat to Freezy between 1980, right, Between 1980 and 2007, only one guard was drafted as the number one overall pick. Every other player was a forward or a center.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what was valued back then was height. Now the equalizer in terms of skill and spacing the floor and stretching out being able to shoot and control the game, that the skill level went up higher. So it led teams to feel more comfortable just taking a guy that's 6'3", that high in the draft, or taking a guy that's 6'6", instead of the skilled big man or power forward, which was what the league was at the time.
Right.
I think as the skill gap increases and guys start taking over the game further and further away from the rim, that's when teams been able to just pick up on guards and point forwards and things of that nature. But in that era, it was the golden era. That's when bigs were developed. It was the focus. Like, you wasn't doing nothing unless you had a big. Michael Jordan, of course, broke that mold, but you wasn't doing nothing unless you had bigs.
Right.
You know, and the other thing was back in those days, I think fundamentals were bigger. That's
100%.
something you see it today. Look at the rebounds. When the shots go up, everybody just run off. You don't see anybody boxing out.
Facts.
You don't see cats following the shots. You don't see
Facts.
anybody put a body on anybody. And then my man, I got to give my man Wise, Oliver Wise, I got to give him the props on this. Kevin McHale. Can you imagine Kevin McHale in this era?
Slippery.
Yeah.
Was.
You put Kevin McHale on a team with 3-point shooters,
Oh, it's curtains, man.
Right.
and you got to give him one-on-one coverage.
My only thing about Kevin McHale is once he got about 8 feet away from the basket, his game was kind of neutralized, because he wasn't gonna put the ball on the floor and dribble. He was a classic big that wasn't gonna dribble, right? He have handles like Bird can handle the. But I give you another example too, Soulfinger, of a dude that's forgotten to history, but it's a dude named Larry Keenan. He used to play small forward, power forward for Chicago Bulls, right? It used to be Larry Keenan, Orlando Woolridge, and all them guys before Mike Jordan.
Oh man, Orlando Woolridge. I was just thinking about him in this conversation too.
Number zero.
Yeah, man. Cats like that, the prototype, the 6'8", 210 small forward, that were him, Larry Keenan, super athletic. You know what I'm saying? Those guys there that could handle in the open floor. And they had positional flexibility, like they could play the 2, 3, 4, or 5. Larry, there was some lineup that they'll go small with Larry Keenan and Orlando Woolridge, and they would run a team off the floor. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that in this era, like anybody, y'all remember Cedric Ceballos?
Oh man, yeah.
Yo, every time I see Miles Bridges from Charlotte, I think Cedric Ceballos, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Was a monster.
Yeah, that dude was so athletic, so fast. He could do all the stuff that guards can do and all the stuff that power forwards can do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, you remember Chris Morris from New Jersey?
Yes.
The dude that he was at Auburn with Chuck Person and Charles Barkley?
Yes.
Bro, can you imagine playing Auburn and they have Chris Morris, Chuck Person, and Charles Barkley?
Rifleman.
Oh, the Rifleman, the Rifleman.
Oh, some of these. That's why I'm saying the rules. No disrespect. No disrespect to the cats that play in this era, because every era plays by certain rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go that way. I would tell you another player to think about in this era. Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eddie Jones.
I
was gonna say Freezie, like Glenn Big Dog would eat in this era.
Ooh,
yeah, Big Dog Robinson.
Yeah.
Big Dog Robinson in this era. Who would he beat? Giannis? No, he wouldn't. No,
he had more of a face-up perimeter game. Like Giannis is just a physical freak in the paint. He just blows up and gets by anyone. Big Dog had a mid-range. He would have expanded to the 3-point line more in this era.
Yeah, he stayed at the free throw line, bro.
So
He,
what was Big Dog? 6'8"? Around
Yeah.
6'8"?
about 230. Yeah.
He
Who would
was,
be?
yeah. Big
Yeah.
Dog was a monster.
I keep
Oof.
thinking Chris Middleton, but he better than
I
Chris
was gonna
Middleton.
say, I
Man.
was gonna
Oh
say,
no.
like a bigger Chris Middleton, which would make him better because
Yeah.
physically you would have to honor his post
Oh,
up
you know
game.
what? How about Pascal Siakam?
I, Big Dog had that. Big Dog had a reliable mid range. Pascal's
He had a
you would
reliable jumper too.
yeah, like you would live with Pascal taking jumpers, even though he lit us up for like 50
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
jumpers.
Yeah.
You would live with that
Yeah.
over Big Dog taking. Big Dog will kill you to death from mid range if you let him.
Yeah. And this era, bro, I think Grant Hill is the league MVP in this era.
Man, look at the man.
He was on trajectory to be league MVP in that era.
Yeah, yeah, he
He
was.
just got hurt.
It's just me. I often feel that the conversation would have been if he would have never had those injuries.
Right.
He would have been talking about Grant Hill and Kobe. Those would have
Right.
been the two cats. You
Those would
know,
have been the two.
Grant
so
Hill was like the prototype version of LeBron before LeBron came
Right. Right.
in terms of skill set and athleticism. It's just
that's
LeBron took that athleticism to another level. That's all it was.
Right.
the one thing I will get because people consider Grant Hill just such a nice guy, but people don't realize Grant Hill was a killer.
Yeah.
He was a killer.
Yo, so figure you remember the day NBC had the young Detroit Pistons against the Chicago Bulls, and they was talking
Hmm.
about how Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen was going to shut down Grant Hill. It was their first time facing him.
Yeah.
Yo, they ain't never told a joke as funny as Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen shutting down Grant Hill. Man, Grant Hill hit Scottie with a natural crossover, not the carryover, not the hang. No, he sized up and he hit him with the bip bip, and Scottie Pippen was gone out of town, and Grant
Flying on
Hill was
a flight.
He
yes,
got Scottie Pippen was buffering before we knew what buffering was.
yes, yes. And Grant Hill loses head to rim dunking, and Bill Winnington would have blocked the dunk, but by the time it was over, Bill Winnington was like, Psh,
What can you do?
"What can you
Yeah,
do
what can you do?
with a dude this fast at that height and that athleticism,
That
Man,
big.
that big?"
I wish Grant would have just sat it down and healed himself. Because you
Yeah,
imagine Grant Hill and McGrady, if they would have been able
Oh
to get
my
that team,
God.
oh
yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
And don't forget, Tim Duncan was supposed to be
Tim
there.
Duncan was supposed. Doc
Yep.
Rivers messed that up.
Court.
Doc Rivers
Doc
told.
Rivers is not a closer, Freezy. How many times you got to say this, man?
I
He's not a guy you trust with your franchise.
Doc Rivers told Tim Duncan that his family could not fly on a flight to Orlando. They had to
What?
fly commercial. Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, Tim Duncan agreed to sign with the Orlando Magic, and they had to go to Orlando to sign the paperwork. And Doc Rivers told Tim Duncan his family couldn't fly on the team plane, that they had to fly commercial to Orlando.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Doc's
True
been
story.
yeah. Well, that's the case. Doc been throwing the turd in the punch bowl for a long
For a
time.
long
Other
time,
than
bro.
blowing series leads,
Right.
you making moves like that. That's one of the most egregious things I've ever heard, man.
And no disrespect to cats from Chicago, because Doc. Everybody know Doc Num from Chicago and all that, right?
Hmm.
No disrespect to them Chicago cats, but they just think about stuff differently. They don't think about stuff the same way that the Kanye's, the R. Kellys. They think about stuff differently. Chicago cats think about stuff differently, man. You know what I'm saying? So when Doc said that, when they said Doc said that, I was like, yeah, that's par for the course, right there, man. Chicago dudes are just different, man. Disrespect. You know what I'm saying? They just the D Roses, the Jalen Brunsons, the cats that the cats that you see from Chicago, man. You like, yeah, they
Your
just have
thinking's
a different. They have a different
different
vibe
way
to
of
them.
thinking.
Yeah. So, but how am I going to tell Tim Duncan, my prize free agent? Because Grant
Didn't he
Hill,
already have an MVP at that point? Didn't he already win MVP yet?
I
Because it
think
had to have been like 2002.
Yeah, because the T Max had just came out, right?
Oh my God.
The here's how I knew T Mac was going to Orlando. I was in Foot Locker, and the T Max came out, and they were in Orlando Magic colors.
Mm.
Right. This is before free agency. I was like, Adidas and Reebok do a collab. Adidas and Reebok. Soul Figure, you remember that? Tracy McGrady was going from one company to the other, like going from Reebok to Adidas.
Yep.
And so they do a collab shoe in Orlando Magic colors. So I'm like, yeah, T Mac going to Orlando, bro. Why he coming out with a blue shoe if he play for the Raptors? Yeah. They were patent. Hey man, they were fire too. Patent leather. They were fire, bro. Yes, I bought them. Cats is like, yo, why you wearing T Max? Yo, you're a Knicks fan. Yo, these two fire for me to pass.
They
up,
look
bro.
good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Manchild says Tim Duncan is the best power forward of all time.
Facts.
I mean, is it up for debate?
Yeah, I mean,
Freezie wants to debate it though. I
No,
could
no,
look
no.
at. Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I can't
And in
dispute that.
in this era, he would be a center, but
Yeah, but I
but
can't. I'm not even trying to debate anything regarding the big fundamental.
Mm.
But his game was just.
I would
Immaculate.
say this era, Tim
Fundamentals.
Duncan would be whatever he wanted to be, bro.
That
Facts.
is true.
Tim Duncan only did what the team needed to win. He played power forward when they needed him to play power forward. He played center when they needed him to play center. I think that man was so great that he could have did whatever he wanted to do on the court.
And never complained. And didn't complain about it.
Yep.
he did what was necessary at any given moment.
And at a high level.
Yeah, he's like, if you needed me to get 30, 20, and 7 blocks in a playoff game, so be
He'll
it.
do it.
I'll go get
He'll
it.
do it.
Hey,
He'll
Tim
do it.
Duncan had cats in the playground shooting bank shots.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I remember
mean,
there
that-
was
I mean,
there was
it's-
you remember the playoff game where he started hitting threes? San Antonio was broke from downtown, and Tim Duncan started hitting threes. Yeah, the first one banked it. The first, no lie, the first. I can't remember who they were playing. I'm thinking it was the Lakers, but I can't remember for sure.
If you're thinking about the .4 game, he hit a shot that was close to being a 3-point shot, or was it a 3-point
No,
shot?
no, not that game winner.
Okay.
Not the game with the game winner. I'm talking about. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Lakers.
No, it was the Suns. It was the Suns.
It might have been the Suns where Tim Duncan
I think
just
you're
get
right, Joe.
hot from three. You know what I'm saying? And you like
It
Tim
was
Duncan?
it was like later stage Tim Duncan, like
But he-
08, 09, somewhere around there, or not 09, but like somewhere 07
Yeah, he could just do whatever he wanted to do on the court, bro.
when Amari was Amari.
Yeah.
He was hitting threes then.
Can we get Mitchell to shoot a three?
Man, look, you talking about Mitch shooting a three? You just want Mitch to shoot a little pooch shot,
Hey,
like
look.
give me hit his free throws.
Like,
Give me a drop
yeah, I'm not gonna.
the Kevin
I'm
Willis
not,
jump hook.
I'm not
I
gonna
think
accept.
Mitchell-
I'm not gonna accept a three from Mitchell Robinson until he
I don't
shoots
wanna see-
65% from the free throw line.
Yeah,
I think I'm sorry, y'all. I think if Mitchell get the right person, like a Elijah Warren, or maybe I ain't gonna say the Admiral, but maybe Elijah Warren, maybe Ewan to help him move them feet and you know.
I'll say this thing. Look, when we
Go
talk
ahead.
about these 7-footers and their arms and their gangly arms, it's really hard to shoot a basketball when you have
Yeah,
super
I think
long gangly arms. Like if you watch Kevin Durant play, if you really look at his shot, the arm movements just look awkward, but it works for him. Like if you look at Dirk Nowitzki, it's super mechanical.
Right.
You got to work through your flow, and that's why when you see guys like Vic Wembanyama pull up jumpers and it looks fluid for a 7'5" guy, that's why guys are like, this guy's a generational talent, because it is very hard for a 7-footer to be a consistent shooter. Like their arms are just so long, and it's just so awkward. Like the moving parts, it just doesn't make it. Like from a physics standpoint, it's not supposed to make sense. But
Well, I'm
so
on.
the greats make it work,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
say this. I'll say this. Like I said, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Like I'm dumping on Mitch, but this is what I like to see. I like to have
Mm-hmm.
him defense. He got defenses. We know that's what he's there.
He
He
got that
got it.
down pat.
Got that on lock. Just
Mm-hmm.
give us a little offensive move, something.
A
You
hook,
Something.
know,
a hook shot.
something.
Something.
Look, sky hook, Kevin Willis jump hook,
Baby hook.
drop step, up and under. You know, Akeem
Even
has his camp. Akeem has that camp, big man camp. Melo went to it. Stoudemire went to it.
Kobe.
JaVale McGee went to it. Dwight Howard went to it. Kobe went to it, and it changed a lot of people's games.
I was
You know,
like LeBron's like jump when he got to the Miami Heat is because he went to took that post game academy right
hmm
before he got to the Heat, and then he
Mm-hmm.
changed his game from being completely downhill to I'm gonna work out the post and just dismantle you
You,
with
yeah,
my
you know,
passing out the post.
that's the one thing. That's the one thing I will give David Fizdale credit for. That's the on that. I'm not giving him credit for
For
a whole bunch.
Randall, for Randall, his playmaking, right? Is that what you're talking about, Freezy?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Because he gave him free reign, like super high usage, so you could figure out how to make some plays. It didn't work all the time, but you
no.
only learned
I'm
through
talking about
repetition.
no. I'm talking about how he changed Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron's game so that they can all fit together. Because Chris
Mm.
Bosh was a perimeter big before he got to Miami,
yeah.
and
And
LeBron
he wasn't
and
even a
LeBron,
3 point shot big. He was just a long 2 pointer.
he could do. He was a ISO. He was a perimeter ISO scorer. Like he would drag your best big man to the perimeter, and it was like watching Jaws, bro. Billy, you remember Jaws, that
Mm.
movie Jaws? Like
Of
you could
course,
hear the
one, two,
theme
three,
music.
and four.
Yeah,
One, two,
yeah,
three, and four.
yeah,
And 3-3.
yeah. But just real quick on your
Burn up,
point about
burn up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the greatest power forward. The greatest power forward I ever saw in person, and I saw Tim Duncan play in person maybe twice, maybe three times, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest power forward I ever saw in person is Charles Barkley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying he the greatest power forward ever. What I'm
Nah.
saying is
Who
I'm
you
saying
saw in person?
the greatest power forward that I ever saw live is Charles Barkley, bro. Nobody dominated, nobody had a presence on the NBA floor like Charles Barkley, bro. I'm sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
saw him dunk on.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him run the pick and roll with Rick Mahorn, and I saw him
Mm-hmm.
dunk on Bill Cartwright like 7 straight times. It
Mm.
was so hilarious that Chuck D put that line in his song. I
Yes, he
throw it down
did.
I'll
your
throw it down
throat
your
like
throat
Barkley.
like
Yep.
Barkley.
He
Just like
talking about
Barkley.
yeah.
Yeah.
He talking about how
Yep.
Barkley was
Yep. Yep.
baptized in Bill Cartwright in Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
If you was
Mm-hmm.
growing up in the city like
Mm-hmm.
86 ish, I think it's like
Ish.
86.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen, when you saw Barkley turn that corner like a freight train, bro, it didn't
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
matter how macho you was, bro. Barkley would take off
Facts.
with off 2 feet and dunk it
Facts.
with 2 hands.
Two
He'll take off with
hands.
1 foot and dunk it with 1 hand. It didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna throw it down your throat, and I don't care
Yeah,
what
man.
center you had back there, bro.
Yeah, man.
And I was right behind. I was right behind the rim, and you could see the stench go boom and just rock back and
Mm.
forth like this every time he
Uncle
dunked.
Uncle Freezie, I ain't gonna front on you. You know who kind of remind me of Barkley, but in like a small package wise was Westbrook a little bit.
Yeah,
Westbrook kind of remind me of
when he
a
turned that
compact Charles Barkley.
when he turned that corner, bro. Yo,
Yeah.
the first time he did it, I was like, yeah, Cartwright. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Because the first time I was like, and you could see Cartwright rotate off the guy and head towards the rim.
Mm-hmm.
But by that time, Barkley had his knees over Cartwright head, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time you saying like somebody help that man, get him
Yeah,
help,
Yeah, help.
help him,
bro.
Lord help me.
Bro, I saw
Lord Jesus.
Barkley. Man, the closest person that I saw to Barkley in both of their primes was Larry Johnson before he got hurt.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yes.
grandmama.
Yeah, when Larry
Ooh.
Johnson before he got
Ooh.
hurt, I saw him turn the corner and dunk on was it Alonzo Mourning? Alonzo Mourning?
Yeah, it's Charlotte. Yep.
I think it was I think was it Alonzo Mourning
Talking
had
about after you talking about after they got traded, he
Miami?
got traded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after he got traded. After he got traded. Yep. So figure. Yep. After he got traded, he dunked on him. Yes, he did.
I was
It was
like,
it was it was
good.
it was
God told my
man. Look, it was disgusting because that's one of those man. You just man. We got to fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What dunk you talking about?
I think it's Larry Johnson on Alonzo
Larry
Mourning.
Johnson
Oh,
on
But
Alonzo
I think
Mourning
it might be
in Charlotte.
Larry it might be Larry
well,
Johnson
I've
on
seen that
Matumbo.
dunk. I've seen a dunk where the Knicks were in Charlotte and Larry Johnson had like cocked it back and dunked on Alonzo while he was still in Charlotte. Because they had
But
like a feud and then he
that's not the
left,
first dunk.
right? Yeah.
He dunked on him at least 3 times, man.
But
Yeah, he
but
dunked
you
on
talking
him about
about
three times.
but you want to talk about
The
baptism.
main staple dunk.
You want to talk about baptisms. Sean Kemp was the one that was baptizing cats.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Routinely.
Man,
Seattle.
it was man when he got when he baptized Chris Gatlin
Yes.
and
Did he ever?
and then
And
Gatlin
then
had to shake
pointed
his
at him?
pointed at him, and Gatlin had to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and just to take y'all way back just a little bit, do y'all remember Daryl Dawkins dunking on Kareem?
Oh,
come on. Yes, Uncle Freak. Yeah. Oh my God.
Daryl Dunk.
Chocolate
Daryl.
thunder.
I don't know if y'all remember this or not, and I wanted to just stay on the power forward thing, but since we talking about cats getting yammed on,
No, I remember.
so
Man.
Daryl
Yeah.
Dawkins got a offensive rebound, right?
Yes,
I
he
think
did.
Moses Malone missed. Daryl Dawkins caught it. Kareem cut him off, and Daryl Dawkins cocked it back off 2
He
feet
yammed it.
and
He yammed
jammed
it
it
on them.
all over Kareem. I was so embarrassed for Kareem, bro. I was like, ew. You know what I'm
Yammed
saying?
it.
Yeah, man.
DSJ, what up? Yeah, he yammed it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
yammed it on them, man.
Yeah, but Dre, in terms of the greatest power forwards of all time, man, you know, when you say Tim Duncan, nobody can really disagree, right? Because he was the model of consistency for
Yeah.
so long, and he was a winner,
I was
right?
okay.
Yeah.
So like to that point, maybe like when we talk about greatness, I'm including like accolades and all these things that come across. But if and when you're saying it, you're talking about talent for talent peak. Nobody was touching Barkley as far as
Yeah.
being a power forward team.
Mm-mm.
Talent, like peak talent, like 1992 Barkley.
Fact.
No year from Tim Duncan in your mind was better than 1992 Barkley, like MVP Barkley year.
I think Barkley was at his best in 88, 89.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
He
the
was.
best version of Barkley
Yeah.
was a better scorer, a more efficient scorer in those years that you mentioned.
Phoenix. When he got
Yeah.
to Phoenix, he was,
But
but before,
Yeah,
Barkley
Phoenix, he
in
was a monster.
88, 89 was just raw Giannis-like talent. Just
you,
grab the ball, no offense, just grab the thing and go.
and go.
Ferocious.
And you know what's crazy is when Mailman and Barkley would play one another, they had to have extra rims and everything.
Yeah.
They used to have extra rims because those rims couldn't handle all that. Because Mailman come down there and put them knees up like a shark fin coming down that lane.
Yeah.
And I mean, he used to yam on, but he was a consistent mid range shooter. He and Stockton Malone, that pick and roll was vicious.
Vicious.
Yeah, that was on point all the time, man. That was their bread and butter right there.
Mhm.
You can't beat that.
Out of the two, yeah, Barkley was the man when it came down. But then you got to think about in the draft when we had that. It was an era. Also, it was an era where you had KG, Weber, my man Sheed.
Yeah.
She is
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
She'd underachieved, like one of the biggest underachievers in my mind.
Man,
Facts,
he been one in your mind, but
facts.
he was my guy. They still
Yeah, I
my
love
guy. I
Sheed,
love me some
man.
Sheed.
Sheed
I
was
love me some
big.
Sheed.
Did you like LaFonso Ellis?
LaFonso Ellis was all right.
He was all right.
LaFonso
Yeah.
was all right.
Did you like Sharif Abdul Rahim?
Yes,
Oh,
all day. Praises.
Yeah.
Praises
That
all due
dude
to
was-
Allah for him, man, for sure.
Man, that
Mhm.
dude was a move and counter move machine, bro. I don't ever remember seeing that dude ever getting his shot blocked, bro.
You know what, Freeze?
Nah, you
And
know
this the
what?
other whole time I watched, I don't think he ever did.
Yeah.
Damn, you're right.
That
You're
dude,
right.
that dude had so many moves, bro. You never, if he missed, he missed. But his shot, I don't ever remember seeing his shot getting
And he
blocked.
had Tourette's, and he was still kicking butt,
And
man.
he was
Come on,
still,
man.
yes, yes.
He just
That
could never
dude,
get on a good team. He just never get on that
Right.
team,
He
man.
never. And then they try to blackball him after praises to his. We ain't gonna go into all of that, but we know what it is. I
right?
mean, but he still was kicking butt, man. Even in the 3-on-3 with the Ice Cube lead,
No, not him.
No, not that's
Not Mahmoud Raouf. I'm talking about the
Abdul
power
Rauf.
forward.
Power
Oh,
Atlanta
forward.
my bad.
Hawks.
You
He
know
was
what?
on
I'm
the
sorry.
Atlanta
Wrong
Hawks,
them
the
Hawks.
Grizzlies.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
From the
sorry. I'm thinking
Grizzlies
about.
and Atlanta
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hawks.
from the
yeah.
Grizzlies when he was with the
My
Grizzlies,
bad,
man.
man. I'm on a whole different plane right now.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, I
My
got you.
bad.
No, I got you. I got
My
no.
bad. My bad.
But when you saw Sharif
Mm.
Abdul Rahim, bro, I
Right.
remember
Yes.
he
My
used to
bad.
ISO cats. Like I saw him
Mm.
ISO LaFonso Ellis. He walked
Oof.
out there and
Alfonso Ellis. Yes.
he spent a grown man
Mm.
round in a semicircle on a basketball court. The dude legit lost a power forward on the basketball court, bro. Yeah, that dude was so Drake. Yeah, so you right, man. Maybe Tim Duncan is the greatest, but there was a lot of talent at power forward, bro.
Yeah, there was. There was.
Yeah, man.
Even sub tier, underneath that you had, not the well knowns, but you had other cats that brought something to the,
Right.
to it as well.
Yeah,
You look the next level under. You
James
know,
Worthy.
but, oh man, well James Worthy, big game James, whew,
yeah,
yeah, I used to love watching big game James, man. I can't even lie about that.
yeah. And they ran wing players too, Dre. You know they were like the forerunners of the positionless basketball.
Yeah.
They had a big point guard, right, and three wing players, and Byron Scott, James Worthy, and AC Green.
Yep.
No,
And
AC Green.
and AC Green was
Mhm.
AC Green.
he guarded power forwards.
He used to sit on the bench with that little dinosaur on his head.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did that soul glow?
Steve Mack, I see you.
Man, man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm gonna tell you though, and if you talked about him before, and I know, but man, Kevin McHale was one of my favorite power forwards because his footwork, like you said, man, you pull him out, but
Man,
that
a thousand
footwork, man,
moves.
was the man. As I said,
Yeah.
a man, a thousand moves. He was it was
Man, a thousand
unreal.
moves.
It was I don't remember who it was, but it was the game that Larry Bird had to step back and let McHale go to work. He just went to work on.
Oh,
I can't remember.
you talking about against the Knicks in the playoffs? You talking about in the
Yeah,
Knicks in the playoffs where we was
Oh no, he tore
it,
us up.
it
yeah,
rarely happens,
yeah.
but Larry Bird had an off game, right, against the
Yeah,
Knicks in the
and
playoffs.
McHale took
Hmm.
over.
But McHale took over,
Hmm.
and all we could
Him
put
and the
on him,
Chief.
and all we could put on him was Kenny Skywalker.
Who?
Kenny
Obi Toppin.
Skywalker.
Who?
Right, and that was, and I
Kenny
don't know if y'all remember.
Skywalker
This is
won
where
the dunk
Kenny.
contest.
Yep, this
Oh,
is
number
where.
7. The original
Yeah,
number
yeah.
7. Oh no. Mm-mm.
Man, McHale put that dude in a spin cycle. Oh my God,
He had
bro.
another game too, though, Freezy. Also, not just when he got us, but it was another game. I'm trying to remember who it was. I want to say maybe Cleveland, but it was
Hmm.
another game. McHale went off, man. You just look at it. If I was just on YouTube, just looking at his highlights, man. How he
You know
come
what?
back and then shake him.
I'm
Right,
sorry, Sophie. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh
brother. I'm
no, I'm
sorry.
just saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying his footwork, and then the King took it to the next level.
right.
I think
You know.
Mikhail got us for 31. I think he got us for 31 in the
Yeah, he
Boston
did.
Garden in 19. I want to say this correctly without being. I think he got us for night. I think he got us for 31 in 1984 at the Garden, at the
Right,
Boston Garden.
right.
He tore us up, man. He did. I'm
Well,
50 years old, man. I do kind of remember some games and whatnot, but I
yeah,
think he tore us up, man, by
yeah,
himself.
no,
By
yeah, by
himself.
itself. We the same age, Bullet. We the same age, bro. I'm right there
Okay,
with you.
okay, okay, cool,
I remember
cool.
watching. See, my brother was a Lakers fan. I remember watching them games, man.
Oh, LeBron old. Everybody, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, man. My brother. Oh, I remember how he was yelling at him, man, because he's like, man, don't let Frankenstein beat you. What the
Yeah,
Frank,
hell?
ooh, Frankenberry. Yeah, we used to call him
yeah.
Frankenberry down here.
Yeah.
I remember he hit
He's cool,
James Worthy with a
Fingerberry.
move. That up and under was so dangerous, man. He had James Worthy flying all over the place.
Facts,
But
Right.
he,
facts, facts.
You know what?
Boston
And
had. Mhm.
I'm just gonna say this real quick, Bully. You know what? There were a lot of great big men during that era that get no credit because it was a
mm-hmm.
Bird and
Magic,
a Magic era, but there were a lot of great
good
NBA
big
players.
man.
Moses
Mm-hmm.
Malone,
Artis Gilmore,
Mm-hmm. All this Gilmore,
Comcheck,
all this Gilmore. Yep.
Artis
Dan Issel.
Gilmore,
Remember Dan Issel, the
Dan
white guy
Mm-hmm.
from
Issel with the
Denver?
one
Ain't
with
had
the
no
missing
teeth in the
teeth.
front.
Yeah.
He had the
Yeah,
missing teeth
yeah.
and whatnot. What's my Tom Chambers
Tom
Tom,
and
Chambers,
yeah.
whatnot.
Tom Chambers, yeah.
man.
Tom Chambers. Who dunked on Tom Chambers? Oh, that was Kevin Johnson from
Kevin,
Phoenix.
yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
boy,
Kevin,
he put
well,
the
no,
two
you talking
step
about what
on him.
Kevin Johnson did a King filthy too.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he did. He had him. What was that? The tap dancing of America? Oh, I don't know what.
Because
Yeah,
I watched
he
that
broke
game. I
his
remember
ankles.
he went up. Hey, he went up, and I was like, wait a minute, he's still
Mm.
rising.
he's still
He's still
Yes, he
rising.
he's
was.
still
Still
rising.
rising,
I was like,
rising
Akeem,
to the top.
I was like, Akeem, don't do it. Akeem, don't do. Ooh,
Yeah,
Hmm.
he got him. He got y'all. Hey, y'all remember Joe Barry Carroll?
Joe Mc.
no.
Joe
Oh
Barry Carroll.
man,
Yeah, he averaged
man,
like
oh my
20 a game. He
God.
was like 20 and 12.
He
Yeah.
got 20 dunks on him all the time.
What
No,
about
no, no, I'm
Oh,
saying.
I'm sorry. He was like 20. I'm sorry. The knock on him is he was all offense and he didn't care about defense and
No
rebounding.
defense, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Freezy? What
Hmm.
about Mark Aguirre?
Mark
Mm,
McGuire was a good player. Now
yeah.
Dre, he's probably the most skilled
he was a
small
good
forward
player.
you ever saw outside
Yes,
of
sir.
LeBron. Mark Aguirre, the most
Mhm.
skilled small forward you
They
ever saw
played. They traded
outside of
him for
LeBron.
Adrian Dantley, man, and
Yep,
that's how they got that chip
Mm-hmm.
yep,
from Detroit, from Dallas.
yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Think about. So Mark Aguirre is LeBron without the athleticism
And at the
and
headline,
yeah, in the convertible.
only player. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I got jokes. I got little jokes, man. I'm sorry.
yo, but yeah, man, the Mark Aguirre was so skilled as a small forward, bro. He could
Hmm.
pass with any hand, shoot with any hand. He could
Hmm.
dribble left to right, go
Hmm.
left, go right. I mean, he could set you up going left and go right. He could set you up left and go left.
Hmm.
Right? This dude was a scoring machine, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
This dude was so talented, man. It's a
cats at the
shame.
crib wanted to be like him. That was I used to we used to play cats like just name the player. You do a move, you holler at your favorite player name. Cats would come out. There's a lot of cats who scream back at the crib talking about Mark Aguirre. They used to
Mark
do that.
Aguirre.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
thing is, granted, Dallas was only 2.5 hours from where I'm from, right?
Right.
Mm.
We got more Boston, LA Knicks games
Right.
and the Mavericks was
Mm.
right over across the
When
way.
y'all should have been watching Dallas, who at the time had Mark Aguirre and Dale Ellis. You
Yeah,
Dale
remember
Ellis,
Dale
Dale
Ellis?
Dale Ellis,
Ellis.
ooh, Dale Ellis, yeah,
Dale Ellis. That boy had
Man.
a box head with a big chin. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
we used to iron the
Yeah.
board face. He had the iron the board face. Yeah,
I got a little. If
yeah,
I
man.
remember it, I'm gonna say something about it. But yeah, man, Dale Ellis, but he was a threat. He was definitely a threat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Dale Ellis was
Because he
hard.
left, he left and went to Seattle with Xavier McDaniel and Tom Chambers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That little 3 year stretch, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
Dallas
you.
didn't even miss him though, because Dallas
Hold
didn't
on,
look
he was with
great.
Michael Cage too, right? Uncle Freezie, he was he
Michael
was with
Cage,
Michael Cage, the
Soko.
old Jerry Curl
Yeah, yeah,
in Seattle. I'm sorry. I'm
yeah, man.
sorry. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
My bad, Soulfinger.
Oh no, no, no! He's going. I'm too. I'm laughing at Bully because he told. Hey, Bully taking me back. You know that cats. Man, first of all, how when cats play with a Jerry curl and it get to sweating and they trying to wipe in the
Oh
Jerry
my
curl
God,
juice and they
man.
get the
Man,
Jerry
Lester
curl
Silk
juice
was
on the
all over the
ball.
Lester Silk was all over the place, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, whirl of curl and Mr. Puff all over the place.
I just got finished. I just got finished watching the punches that say Pittsburgh. The fish that say Pittsburgh with
But Dr.
Dr.
J,
J.
yeah, Dr.
Oh
J,
my God! Oh Lord, I had to laugh at that, man. I'm sorry. I'm
Hey
sorry.
Dre, Dre, I know you probably know this already. I'm gonna just say this out loud. Right? Back in them days, the ball boys used to have a towel to
Yes,
wipe
sir.
the
What
ball off.
the ball?
Yeah,
So I'm thinking, you remember that? Bully, you remember
Yes,
that when the ball boy used to
yes,
come
yes,
wipe the ball off with the white towel?
yes.
They used to have
yes.
an all white towel, no lie, the all white towel, wipe the ball off and get
Oh
it
my
back to the rim.
God.
You
Yeah,
got
Yo,
cats.
Uncle
You
Freezie, I'm
got cats
sorry.
running around. Hey, you had cats looking like Troop and ready for the world out there trying to
Ready for
ball.
the world. Oh
today's
my
game
God. Troop
is
everybody.
versus ready for the world. Yes, yes,
I'm sorry. I'm
yes.
sorry.
They out here playing the Jacksons in the championship. Yes.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if
Oh
y'all
Hey,
Lord.
y'all know Jermaine Jackson is still wearing a
Oh
ring.
my God, his hair is
He got a
terrible.
perm, Jerry curl, and a luster silk with a TBC.
All in one.
Yeah,
with a
well,
with a
he
fi-
got an all-in-one
finger
kit
with a finger wave.
Yeah,
with a
in the
figure.
back.
Oh my
You got a
God.
finger wave in the back.
That boy going down. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
And then he got the mullet. Well, he had the mullet at one
With a
time. But
melon in the back. What's that?
yeah, man.
A shag melon.
right. And he's
Yeah.
talking about it's all
Smell
it's
it. I
natural.
smell it. You got to smell it.
Talking about it's all natural. I got Indian in my family.
Yeah,
Man,
go.
you gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
your
He got a
It was,
Navajo.
we was playing
He
a
got a
whole
Navajo.
starting. He was playing a whole starting lineup, and it was the barge.
Oh
Yes.
my
my
God.
man.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
nah, it wasn't the
All right, I
barge. It
believe
was
it.
it was it was it was ready for the world, man. It was all kind of
He got ready
Jerry
for the
juice.
world.
He got the true Jerry juice. You imagine being in that locker
Lord.
room and cats got the bag on there.
Yeah. And to talk about the plastic cap. What about plastic cap
Yeah.
at?
Who, man? Who stole my cap?
Hey, what was it? What was it Hollywood Shuffle? It was Hollywood Shuffle. Get my activator, man. Get my
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And for those if you hadn't seen
Oh my
Hollywood
God.
Shuffle, it's a must watch. You
Yes, it
gotta watch
is. Yes, it
because
is.
it got John Witherspoon in there as the boss.
oh,
Yeah.
well,
Rest in
oh
peace.
man.
Rest in
Yes.
peace. Rest in
Yeah.
peace,
Winky
man.
Dinky Dog. Say it with me.
That's right. A diggy,
Yeah,
diggy
with
dog.
me.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And what's my man, right? Robert Townsend, great
Robert
actor,
Townsend.
great writer,
Yeah.
great director and everything, man. Robert Townsend was a good dude, man.
A legend.
Yeah.
Very much a legend. That's right, Dre. Very, very much a legend, man. I mean, not. I'm gonna say no rest in peace to him. I'm just saying, John
John
Weatherspoon.
Weatherspoon.
Yeah, John
And
Weatherspoon.
for
Rest in
those
peace,
that
man.
don't know, Robert Townsend helped write Delirious by Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
And he helped write Raw by Eddie Murphy.
Give it
You
Mhm.
up.
know what
Give
I'm
it
saying?
up. Give it
Yeah.
up.
He's underrated when it came to things. He don't
Very
get the
much
props he
underrated.
should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very much underrated.
And
Yes.
he produced Media Man, which got a lot of
Oh, Media Man.
underlining. It got a lot of underlining stuff in it. If you
They
just
had
look
Luther
at the flip,
Vandross in there, Big
Luther
Daddy
Vandross,
Kane. They
Big
had
Daddy
the
Kane, ABC, another
ABC.
bad.
Another bad creation. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
man.
my God. Bill Cosby. Oh
Everybody,
Lord.
and if you just watching it for like the on screen stuff is it's kind of cheesy, but the
Hmm.
underlying stuff, if you
Yeah.
like for instance, for those that smoke a little bit or drink, if you watch Media Man, after you do that, you're like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, man. So, but
Hmm.
but yeah, Drake. To that point though about the power forwards, man, I think I want to put Barkley in that. I don't want to just have it be just because a lot of people skip Barkley. They have Barkley rated as like the fifth greatest power forward ever.
Whoa, no, I like in my mind, I
No,
have
No,
him
I
over.
can't do that.
I have him over. I have him at like two. Like
Yeah,
you talk about
yeah, yeah,
accolades
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and like because if you try to put it like team, they would try to put it this way, like because the accolades, they'll try to put Karl Malone up there when he was
yeah,
just really a longevity type guy.
yeah.
well,
Like,
you have
like
and then you can't. You had Dirk, but
Dirk.
Dirk changed it because he was. I mean, big man wasn't shooting like Dirk,
I like
especially
that.
threes.
Yeah,
I like Dirk too. I like Dirk.
Hmm.
You can't take nothing from Dirk.
Hmm.
he
But
broke that stigma that like shooting bigs can't win.
yeah,
yeah,
but you had Don Nelson had the vision to let that happen because if they would have worked it, kept him, tried to pigeonhole him at center, Dirk would have been out of the league, man.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? Soulfinger, you said something real quick that just like sparked something in my brain. Don Nelson for the Knicks. Was that a disaster? And nobody ain't on trial.
Didn't he
But
win 50
Don
games and
Nelson,
then they fired him?
That, and then they didn't like the fact that they were making Mason the point forward. I
point
remember that. I
forward.
remember that. The point
Yes,
forward. He was one.
sir.
He was Don Nelson was an innovator
Yes.
doing some
Yes.
stuff, and he really didn't get a chance to really make it happen. So you can't say. And I think we could have done something with Don Nelson, but I
Mm.
mean, Don Nelson was there long enough for a cup of coffee and a drag on a cigarette.
Oh wow, I like that. Hmm.
Well,
What you think?
J-Mo, I mean, Don Nelson was right about the future of basketball
Yeah.
because you don't see Draymond without his innovations, like what
Hmm.
Draymond does on a night to night. You don't see it without him pushing the envelope in terms of what NBA offices
Hmm.
are capable of.
Right.
I
Right.
think
But
he was a good coach until he got here.
the sad thing about it is Don Nelson doesn't get the credit for a lot of that the innovation.
Facts.
That all
Yes,
it,
yes,
it
yes.
goes to Mike D'Antoni, Mr.
I
Seven
agree.
Seconds,
I agree.
7 seconds or
I
less.
agree.
Right.
I
Right.
But
agree.
Don Nelson was doing that because you didn't really notice that Mace could bring the ball up until Don Nelson was there. You're like, wait a minute, Mace bringing it up? What the
Right. Right. Right.
I agree.
And the funny thing about it is, for those that don't remember Knicks history, man, Dave DeBusschere was that guy. Like Draymond Green,
Mm-hmm.
Dave DeBusschere was the original
Mm.
Draymond Green, right?
Mm.
Right. And but he didn't. But Dave DeBusschere never talked about it. He never. I did this on the floor. I did that. Dave DeBusschere wasn't that guy. Now Dave DeBusschere would talk. He would make you. He'd make you want to. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he didn't talk like that to the media. Like Dave DeBusschere could talk on the floor to guys, like talk that talk. But off the floor, he wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of like Dre, if you watch, um, who would you say is the greatest short roll power forward you ever saw?
Greatest short roll power forward.
Right, right,
Karl Malone, right?
yeah. You think
I'd have
so?
to consider Karl Malone. Well, Karl Malone wasn't the isolation threat, but he made his living. Like consider like he scored what
Pick and
38,000.
yeah. He get
He
out there
he
pick and roll
he
and pick
he
and pop.
got he got it. He got it in the short roll. Either he put up that 13-footer or he
Right,
caught it on the move and just finished over bigs.
right,
Hmm.
In my mind, and in terms of just volume,
right,
but maybe he wasn't the most skilled short roll guy you've seen, Freezy. So I won't
right. Like his
chime
handles
in.
wasn't good.
No,
No,
Karl
he had no
Malone.
handles. He
and
had no
and he
handles.
wasn't and he wasn't a second level passer either.
no,
He can
he
hit the
was just
open
a
man.
finisher. He was just a
Yeah,
finisher.
He was he was a good finisher. Pick and roll, pick and pop.
right, right. I would say before Draymond, I would say the best. I would say Chris Webber
Mm.
in that
Hmm.
in that
Mm.
in that short roll, like when you set the screen, him headed to the basket. If the big stepped up, Chris Webber could do wraparound passes to bigs or
Right.
pass out to the corner.
And his
Or
handle,
if
the
yeah,
handle to
if
take it.
yeah, I was gonna say
Hmm.
like if the big stepped up, he'll catch them flat footed, dribble right around them,
Or
get
dribble
right to
right
the rim.
around, yeah, and play make, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Jawan Howard was good at that too. He just wasn't athletic like Chris Webber. I
Yeah,
think if Jawan Howard was athletic like Chris Webber, I think Jawan Howard would be in this conversation too.
man. I'm
You,
gonna
you
tell
know
you,
what
Mm.
I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I used to love to watch the Weber Sheed and Weber Garnett games, man. I went up the three of them any of them played one another, man. Love watching them games, man.
Hmm.
Right. The best short roll guy
Hmm.
that I ever saw, he just didn't have that dog in him. Was Billy Owens out of Syracuse.
Oh man.
Billy Owens could man do all the stuff that if Billy Owens played today, he'd probably be
A problem.
I don't even know. I don't
Mm.
think even think there's a player like Billy Owens today, and Walt Williams, the Wizard, Walt Williams, number
Oh,
42
the
for the Kings.
Wizard.
Him
Oh,
today, bro. Him today. Yo, you talking
Killing them.
next level.
Yep,
You
killing them.
know, because Walt Williams was a point guard in high school and at the beginning of college, and then he got so big so fast they moved him to the three. Like I remember watching him in school in college. He was a point and then a two and then a three, and by the time he got to the pros, he was like a 2, 3, 4 kind of.
Mhm.
But Dave DeBusschere though, I saw Dave DeBusschere throw passes, man. Like Dave DeBusschere would pass people open, and you like, yeah, a power forward shouldn't really be doing this, right? But like when a power forward when a power forward catches a pass and retreat dribbles to bring his man forward just so that he could throw the back door to Clyde Frazier for Clyde Frazier to get a layup at the rim. You're like, okay, he doing something. He know what he doing.
hey, well, hey, Freeze, let me ask you, what you think? How you think old Uncle Cliff would have been like in this era?
Ooh, Cliff.
Which Cliff is we talking about?
My Robinson?
No, I know Cliff Robinson. I'm talking about which Cliff are we talking? We talking about dialed in championship level Cliff, or we talking about the Cliff was there and then wasn't there Cliff?
I'm talking about the dialed in with the headband, rolling hard up there.
We talking about the Cliff Robinson that flagrant foul Dennis Rodman, the one that caught
Portland.
Scottie Pippen in the air and threw Scottie Pippen into the fourth row, or the one that was like, how he getting beat. Now, if you talk about dialed in Cliff, I'm
talking about dialed in Cliff. I'm talking about dialed in because dialed in Cliff was a problem. It was a problem.
Bro. He was a problem. A problem. We talking about Connecticut Cliff? Yes.
Yeah, he was a problem.
Yeah, man. But every now and then, Cliff, like you were like you remember the game Michael Jordan hit those 6 threes?
Yeah.
Like, what is Clifford Robinson doing?
Man, look, I won money off that game.
What is Cliff doing? What is Cliff doing? Cliff, can you just put a hand up, bro?
Do something, bro.
Just put a hand. He's not a shooter. Put a hand up.
Spit at him.
Something. Throw your headband down or something. You're like for instance, you remember Game 6 Clay? Remember the game that Clay turned into Game 6 Clay against OKC?
Yeah.
And they kept running the same play over and over, and all Russell Westbrook had to do was stop going under the screen. You're like, yo, come on.
To be fair though, like the Warriors were running illegal screens the entire time.
Yeah.
Like even if he went over, Draymond or Bogut would have chicken winged him to death.
Yeah. You got okay. I give you that one on that. But
it's a twofold thing. That's a twofold thing because they were doing illegal screening, and a lot of people. And what I'm gonna say, I know somebody's gonna come after me with the torches and pitchforks. Russell Westbrook IQ ain't the greatest, man.
Oh nah, yeah.
With his basketball IQ, man, he's about as sharp. He's about as smart as a big box of hammers.
Right.
Because the Cavs played them the same way and they figured it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And my thing is when I saw, I know like I was sitting in a bar in Philadelphia, right, and sitting with some guys, right, and they like, man, we just the process, bro. We gonna be good one day. And I was saying the same thing about the Knicks. I'm like, yeah, all we need is and we in there watching Russell Westbrook consistently go under the screen. Not just go under it, but like not even attempting to get the play. Yeah,
not doing right.
And Clay is shooting like he in an open gym.
Man.
And then by the time you actually get up on him, he's already on fire. So it don't even matter what you're doing at that point.
Right. By the time they take out Westbrook and have is it Roberson?
Roberson. It was
Roberson. Yeah.
Hey, look, a two guard who couldn't shoot.
Right.
Everybody talk about
imagine
RJ. People talk about RJ, and if you don't, like I said, for the younger cats that don't remember Roberson, and you talk about RJ, Roberson shot so bad He
They ignored
made
him.
RJ. Yes,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
literally they did. He get the ball, they just walk. They walk. They turn their back.
Right.
Mhm.
But
But in
he
fairness
made.
to him, Goldfinger, he was a power forward at Colorado. Right. He was a power forward at Colorado. OKC turned him into a shooting guard.
Because
Well,
he
they,
defended so
he
well. Like
defended
they
well.
had
Yeah.
to have
He
him
was
on
so
lineups.
athletic. He was an
Defense was
undersized
crazy.
four. Yeah, he was an undersized four at Colorado, like that guy Tyler Bay. Tyler Bay
Mhm.
played the same role at Colorado, an undersized four. That's probably really a two in the NBA.
Funny
So
enough,
It was a
yeah,
playoff.
Kawhi was an undersized four.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he turned into what he did.
Well,
Yeah.
what's funny about
Dre, you
Roberson?
right.
They were in the
You
playoff.
right, Dre.
They were in the
Mhm.
playoff game, and they had Roberson in for his defense, and they knew he couldn't. He couldn't. They know he can't shoot
Couldn't
free
handle it.
throws.
Yeah,
His
he
free
couldn't
throws.
handle it.
He shot free throws worse than Mitch.
Yeah.
He was like Olden Polynice
Mm.
level of shooting free throws.
Olin
Oh,
Polynice. Who said that name? Where that
He
come
would,
from? Olin
and the
Polynice?
thing like
Oh my
the
God.
thing with his shot is like he shot with two hands, like he was just pushing.
yeah,
Oh man, but this I remember this guy. They were fouling him,
yeah,
and you remember you're a little kid, and you about to get that beating,
yeah,
and
You get
your
that
eyes
switch?
swell up with your eyes start swelling up with tears,
yeah,
and your lips get to
Mm.
quivering,
yeah,
and it's like
Mm.
and your eyes are so full of tears like you underwater, but you're
yeah.
not.
Oh my God. That's Olin Polynice?
Oh,
No, that was Roberson going
No.
to the line because they kept fouling him. He didn't
Oh,
want to
okay.
go. He
Got
was
you. Got you. Got you.
he looked like look. I swear he looked like Lil Darryl. You know who Lil Darryl is, right?
Ladaro.
Yeah, of
Lil Darryl.
course. Yeah, we know who
Lil
Lil
Darryl,
Darryl
leave me alone.
Yeah,
Every time
yeah,
they foul, he like leave me alone, man. He missed
Oh my
every.
God.
It was bad. It was
yeah,
Bad,
bad,
bad. Bad,
bad. I
bad.
mean, Olden Polynice was the first person I ever seen airball a free throw. So
Oh my
he was
God,
on he
man.
was on that
Did
level.
hey, Sophia,
Olin Polynice.
do you remember Olin Polynice blocking Lynn by his shot to win the
I
game?
remember Uncle
And
Freezie. I
Mm-hmm.
and
remember
and,
that.
and
Yeah.
he held the ball in Lynn by his chest.
Mm,
And
mm,
and
mm.
and this is so 80s, right? He
Rest in
held the
peace.
ball and Lynn by his chest and said, "Take that, sucker."
Yeah, taking that second. Yeah, yo, Uncle Freezie, facts.
That's
Facts.
so
That's
that's so
facts.
80s, bro. He like, take that, sucker.
You
You know, he's
jive techie.
yeah, he out here sounding like the last dragon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Lil Bias, man. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that, Uncle Freezy. Oh, I was a
Man,
shorty. Yeah,
that was
we
a
was
trap.
well, we
That
was shouty.
man, then
yeah,
bias. That was a
Oh my
tragedy there.
God.
Good
yeah.
God.
Oh my
And Olin
God.
Polynice is from Bronx River, right?
Yeah, Bronx River. Yep, Bronx River.
Yeah,
Rolling thick. Cool DJ
yeah.
better like Chuck Challard on the mix. Come on. Anyway, hmm
Yeah,
I'll
All
take
right,
you back.
bully in the bag.
Yeah, I'm in my bag.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. I took you back with Olin Polynice. I just remember
Yes, you did. Older Polynese, man. You know, man. Oh my God.
Shout out to
Dudes was
Haiti.
running that. Dudes was running that boy name around here like it was something, something popular.
Yeah,
And then turned out he was. I mean,
Well,
anyway.
no, but nothing. You talking about just real quick, Candyman.
Ken.
All over candy.
oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
older boy
man.
candy. Yep. There you go,
Oh
Dre.
man, look,
For Dre. Yeah. Good.
man, look, it was David Robinson gave him the business.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, man.
That's the one David Robinson dropped. What 80? Was it 81?
80. Yeah, about 83. No, 81.
80,
Yep.
it was
80,
81.
81.
Man, he was
81.
giving them the business. It was like I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, man. The NBA
Although,
was so bad.
although Candy was like from my first memories of basketball, he was the first bust I ever could recall.
Yeah.
Like growing up, that was the first guy that was deemed a bust in my.
He
in my
was,
head.
yeah. He was, yeah. The NBA was so bad back then,
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
man,
the
yeah, it
NBA was
was.
terrible.
Right,
Yeah, we was
right after
nasty.
Jordan retired.
Yeah, we was nasty. We was
Yeah,
nasty.
man.
Man,
We was
look,
nasty.
man, Olden Polynice. I mean, I've been talking about something, but the Candyman was so bad. And especially when the
Man,
Knicks
child, I
make that
see.
West Coast run, the Knicks make that West Coast run.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be sitting up there licking his lips like he about to chew on a po' boy or something, man.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, them Clipper games was an automatic 30-point win for the.
Oh, yeah,
Automatic.
Facts. Facts
It's like,
automatically.
and they always made it a matinee if they came to the Garden. There's
They
always
was
a
playing
12
in that
o'clock
small
game.
arena. Yeah, they
It
was
was-
playing at a little funky small arena up there. I mean, up there in Cali.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
the
man.
forum. I went to the forum. I went to the forum a few
Oh,
times.
Yeah, man.
mm.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And James Dolan used to own the forum when
Yeah,
the,
and
when
that's
the,
what.
when the Lakers was there. When the
Out there in
Lakers,
LA?
yes, the James Dolan
well,
used to
his, his
own.
his father,
Oh yeah, oh his yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They
Dan,
used to, they used to
Mr.
own the
Cable
forum.
Vision. Okay.
Yeah,
hmm
that
yeah.
Okay.
money's very long
Because
over there.
yeah, he and Bama, because it's beef right now with he and Bama because he was trying to stop them from building their stadium up
Mm.
there, Dolan. So yeah,
Hmm.
it was big talk out here about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh
man.
wow.
Dolan
Up
is something, bro.
yeah, up there in Inglewood.
Inglehood.
Inglewood.
I
No,
used I used to
Inglewood, the
hear
hood
the
that's no good.
yeah, I used to hear the name Inglewood sounded so bougie. I was
Yeah.
like, man, because there's an Inglewood, New Jersey, also, right?
hmm
Facts.
And so I'm like, man, the Lakers playing Beverly Hills. No, they do
Nah,
No, nope, nope,
no.
nah,
nope, nope, no,
nah.
Wait till you
no,
find
no.
out about the Inglewood in Chicago.
Oh, that's on the
That
south
one
side.
too. That one
Yeah,
too.
that's on the
Yeah.
south side.
Yeah, man.
You know,
So
you're
so
rolling through LA, you roll up into the jungles, you like, oh Lord.
Oh,
yo,
the
let me let,
jungles, man.
let me
Grape Street and all that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
let
good.
me ask y'all this. This is one of the things that I wanted to run by y'all and get y'all feeling on. Who in y'all mind is the greatest wing player to ever play for the Knicks? The
Well,
greatest wing
Freeway.
player.
I'm
Freeway.
biased. I'm biased, really, because I've only seen but so many wing players.
Freeway.
Because I would say Melo is a
Yeah,
the best wing player, but y'all would
right.
probably say the other number 30.
Bernard King, right?
Yeah,
King. Mm. I'm still a trail.
See, the
Yeah.
problem is, I mean, yeah, I mean, with Latrell was a two guard, they put him into that
You
small
put him all
forward
right, they
role.
put him in
Yeah.
that position. All right, you know
Yeah.
And
what?
we,
Then David Parker. Yeah, you're right. And Dre, Mello, Mello, Mello. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And the thing they did with Spreewell is back then when I watch Van Gundy, even now, when I watch Van Gundy offense, Spreewell was the third guard in a three guard lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Back then they said he was a small forward,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't play traditional small forward roles. Like he didn't switch onto big players
Mm-hmm.
or none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mainly he was like a primary, or I'm sorry, a secondary ball handler. When he
Mm-hmm.
got hot, he was a primary ball handler. So I don't know if he was a point forward or a small forward, but he looked like a jumbo guard to me in a
he
three
was
guard lineup.
he was actually from what I could tell, he was 6'5", right? Around
Yeah,
six
he's
five.
6'5", about 190.
Spread was a monster though, man.
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
oh boy.
yeah,
But
He was just a guard.
yeah,
Just a guard.
you
yeah,
sure? You sure?
because when we played, see, okay, give you an example. When we played teams like Miami, he never guarded or was never the primary defender on Jamal Mashburn. You know what I'm saying?
They put Allen on him because he was
Right,
bigger.
they put Houston on him. Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Or what they would do is in a set they would start out with Larry Johnson on Mashburn, and then they would put like somebody on PJ Brown who was not an offensive threat, right? You remember PJ Brown? He wasn't a threat
Yeah, of course.
offensively. You
Old
know what I'm
big
saying?
light
So
skinned boy.
you just
Hmm.
rotate somebody over there on him, like maybe your
Man, he
worst
flipped my man
defender.
Charlie Ward over, man, like a pack of cards, man. He
Yeah,
flipped my
but Charlie
man.
Ward did go for his knees though. In
Yes,
that
he
play,
did.
Charlie
I'm
Ward
sorry.
did
I
go
already
for his
said the
knees.
subject. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm with you though, bully. I'm with you though, bully. Yeah, but if I, the greatest wing, I don't know because I think we a lot of times we forget about guys that played in the set like Spencer Haywood.
Mm.
Spencer Haywood was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame. It's a shame we wasn't patient with him and Bob McAdoo. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I
so we
get
got
what you want.
we got like 2 years, maybe 3 years of that before we scrapped
Yeah,
it and
about
started
3 years. Yeah,
rebuilding.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah,
And then you win. Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know who the is Allen Houston better than Melo?
No,
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 no.
You
no,
could.
no,
Oh,
no.
are y'all taking into account team achievement, or is it just raw numbers?
Because if it was team achievement, then like Allen Houston went to a finals, right? But
Yeah.
if we're talking
Mhm.
about straight up,
Um.
who's more
Um. E-
talented?
Eastern Conference Finals. Count all the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, yeah,
My man went to two now.
yeah. But those
Yeah.
teams had depth. Like Freezy, put it this way: if you swap Melo for Allen Houston, the Knicks would have had a title in one of those years.
Thank you. Facts, Dre. Thank you. I'm sorry, Uncle Freezy. Yeah. Thank you, Dre.
Just,
Say that
just,
again.
just if you had to swap Allen Houston for Melo, like
We had a chip.
2012, 2013 Melo,
Yeah, we'd had a
in
chip.
any of those seasons that they made deep playoff runs with Allen Houston, they probably would have squeezed out one title in my
Hmm.
mind.
Okay.
With
We'd
the
at least
depth,
had one.
with the depth that those teams had.
And we go all rest in peace.
Okay. Do y'all count? Okay. Do y'all count Anthony Mason and Larry Johnson as wing players?
Well, this is
Mm.
the like this is kind of the crux of it because like wing players,
Hold on, Dre.
they were power forwards. So like in my mind, wing players are big twos and threes that
Mm-hmm.
pass, dribble, shoot, can score from all three levels or multiple levels.
Okay.
And like when you look at Mason, Mason was power. He was a point like kind of point power
Point
forward
forward.
at best, but he wasn't really a wing because like wings would get you 20 on any given night, and that just wasn't Mason's game. Like it wasn't
Yeah, but
required.
he guarded twos, threes, and fours.
Yeah, but what he guarded. But when people talk about wings, they talk about the offensive part as well.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
in my
I,
mind,
Dre,
when they
I
say
mean, I
freezing,
agree with you.
freezing,
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I
I was
agree
gonna
with
say,
you. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think they was high energy guys. Oakley and Mason was high energy guys.
And Anthony Bonner.
And but wait a minute now. You talking
Yeah.
about the dark skinned dude with the little bald head?
Yeah,
It wasn't
the
that
muscle dude. He
the
was.
muscular
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta funk that. Remember that song, Funk That. Push
yeah,
him to
yeah.
the side for a second.
Well,
But Dre,
both of
to
them were
your
like
point,
enforcers too, though.
let's say was enforcers, but Bonner was definitely not an enforcer.
Well, no,
He
I'm
was
talking
just
about
trying to get
Mason
his
Oak.
yeah, Mason Oak. I give it up to Mason Oak. Dre, I agree with you. I think they was high energy dudes. I'm not saying they could have did much more to what their role was, but if they could have did a little bit more,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Some elbow grease in them ribs. Yeah,
to
no
that
doubt.
point, when they say like, "Oh, I got him on the wing," that means that guy's
Hmm.
getting the ball. He going downhill. He gonna do
I'll be right
something
back.
with it. So
Right, and get
when
clipped.
when you talk about wing players, it's like whenever you hear someone saying, "Oh, he got the ball on the wing," he's on that. He's above the break on that 3 point line, and you don't
Hmm.
know what he gonna do with the ball, but he gonna get a bucket.
Hmm.
He either gonna get right to the rim, or he gonna come pull up for that 15 footer, or he gonna post you up. And that's what I consider wings at that point. Like guys, like you wouldn't consider Draymond a wing, even though he guarded 1 through 5. Like,
Mm.
Mm-mm.
and he's definitely not a wing. He's a power
Mm-mm.
forward with some guard skills.
And a little centerpiece, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
for I mean, if in the right situation and right perfect atmosphere, he can
Right,
probably play a little sitter. But other than that, you're right,
yeah, yeah.
right in the positions.
So it's one of those things when guys talk about wings, they usually refer to their offensive skill set. On defense, you guard 1 through 4 or 5, whatever. That's just versatility.
Mm.
And to that point, like Scottie Pippen guarded 1 through 4. He definitely
Mm-hmm.
was a wing.
Yeah.
So It was a wing in terms of your offensive repertoire that dictated if you were a wing or not.
Okay. Okay. That's
But
cool.
to that point, do you actually y'all agree with that point? Like if Melo was swapped for Allen Houston, would we have won a title in one of those years? I'm
Oh,
talking
with
about
I
Spree,
not
with
97,
Spree and the rest
98,
of that.
99, 2000, 2001, one of those
You
years.
know what? We
I
would
think
have.
we'd
We
have
would
got
have.
one.
I think we would have got one, especially
I think we got
if they were
one. Yes,
healthy,
I agree.
especially if
I
they were
agree.
healthy enough, because we
I
had
agree.
that all those
You
injuries was popping up at the wrong time.
you would have moved Spree back to his natural
Back to the
position,
position, exactly.
Hmm.
and and call space spade. There wasn't no small forwards that we went across in them days that would have been able to check Melo,
No,
unless we ran
Hmm.
into Scotty or something. That's
Hmm.
and he was already on the Blazers by that point, or he was
yeah.
leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
He
that
was on the
one year,
Blazers.
because the year he was with the Blazers, I remember when he would run around with the big red shoes.
Them big ass shoes.
He had the big red shoes.
uh,
Portland was doing things, man. It just
hmm.
They ran. They were
they
supposed
got
to win that series, but then that fourth
they got.
quarter against the Lakers happened.
Man, I watched that, and you can't tell me the refs wasn't. It was a lot of home cooking getting served up.
Mm.
The
You could
Phantom
tell.
foul.
You could tell that to the Kings. They got it even
Oh man,
worse.
the Kings got that. Yeah, the Kings got
Yeah,
man. The Kings, the refs hooked them up like they dropped the soap, bro.
yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes,
Dude
they
shot
did.
20 free throws in the fourth quarter.
I
But I
watched
will
that
give it
game.
up
I
to the
was
Kings.
like, man,
I
Hmm.
would have hate to have money on it.
I will
man.
give it up to the Kings that they did. They had an excellent season. I'm not even going front. They was definitely a threat all around the board. All to do all the teams. They was a threat. They
Because I
just I
remember when
think.
Dallas went, because Dirk got
Hmm.
hurt in that year. Dirk went
Yes,
down. When
sir.
Dirk went
Yes,
down, I
sir.
was like,
Yes,
oh
sir.
yeah, it's over for
Hmm.
Dallas. It's over for
Hmm.
Dallas. So
Hmm.
the Kings got it, and they were giving the Lakers the blues, and then the
Yes,
refs
they was.
slid on in and hooked that
Man,
up.
I'm tired of it. You know, hold on, Sophie. I ain't trying to say nothing crazy or nothing like that. Man, I'm so tired of the Lakers and LeBron and oh, he had a messed up tendon in his foot and all that. Man, I'm
Man, no,
tired of
hold
hearing
on.
them boys,
Man,
man.
look, man, hold
And
on, hold on.
whatnot.
What? Look,
Sacramento, good
he
job,
played.
Sacramento.
Yeah, he played right. He played right.
I mean, he played well
Hey,
too.
he played well too. Yeah, he played real well. He
Did
played
you see
real
the
well.
lip? Did y'all see any limpiches from him?
Only thing
I'm 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 I'm, I'm,
other than that donkey blew when he lost the ball flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this.
Ah.
I'm gonna say this. Like
Yes, sir.
his explosiveness compared to like in January of the year wasn't the same, and he needs the explosiveness. So like he performed well on offense, but when he doesn't have any of the explosiveness on his defense suffered even more
Suck.
hmm But the other thing
Suck.
too is he was shooting three. He out there shooting threes like he was Clay and Steph.
because he had to
Yes,
because
he
he couldn't
was. Yes, he was.
because he didn't have that explosion to keep barrel rolling to the paint.
Yeah, well the thing is you got Harry Potter out there getting in and Rui, they
Austin
were both
Austin
getting in there.
Austin Reeves, you call
He
Austin Reeves
said
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
That kid
I'm
nice,
sorry.
man. That kid
Yeah, I
nice.
know.
No, he's
I
very
like
nice.
him. I like him.
I ain't going front.
Uh,
I
I like
slap
I,
his
him.
I,
brother.
They
I,
was getting
I,
the
I like him
Yeah.
even though he get that whistle like he a superstar or something. Man. His
well
whistle was
Um,
crazy.
the thing is those players that play with him, play with LeBron, they do tend to get those extra whistles.
yes, sir.
But
I agree.
his whistle was egregious. I'm gonna have to
Well,
say.
but and then too, look at it like this too, Dre. He has become like that overnight. It was in their own way, their insanity.
Right.
So the
Ooh,
media,
that's good.
because the media was pushing it. A lot of times
That's
they were
good.
pushing it. You got
That's good.
ESPN talking about him. So it was almost their mini version of insanity.
He's gonna get paid.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
get
in
paid. Oh,
full, in
he's
full,
gonna get the Lakers gonna have to break
in full.
bread. They're gonna have to break
Hmm.
bread. I ain't talking about
Yes,
Wonder
sir.
Bread either, bro.
You got that right. You got that right.
That,
You
I'm
got that
not.
right.
I'm they're in an envious position because like Braun is trying to. LeBron is being passive aggressive to get them to get Kyrie. And if they do that, then Austin Reeves
Wait,
can't
all
come
right.
back.
How is that going to work though? How is that going to work that he get Kyrie? I mean, if it's a split, we all be messed up, right? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
say drink, I say split. Anyway, but how is that going to work with him getting Kyrie and
What do you mean?
um he on his last leg?
What you, I say he's on his last legs. He
How is that
ain't.
money going to work?
I'll say this: he ain't top five LeBron no more. He's not that guy
Mm-mm.
no more.
He
Mm-mm.
15.
But he's still an explosive weapon, and he still has the IQ where he can take over parts of a series, like win you a game or two just by himself. But he
Mm.
needs the help, and ultimately, to be absolutely real, he's the only guy that's like the Kyrie whisperer. That's he's the
That
only
is
guy
Hey
true.
that
Dre.
he's the only guy that weaponized Kyrie in the
Besides,
correct
hey,
way.
besides RDC World.
Exactly.
Shout out to RDC
But
World.
Dre, why do every year we got to go get LeBron help to get a chip? Why every year we got to get certain amount of players? And I don't want to go back to what I
I'm not,
came in with,
but
but
bully,
why every
like,
year we got to get a certain amount of people to help LeBron that make
but
him seem like he's the goat when he's not the goat? When there's Kobe and there's Michael.
if you
LeBron in my
if
book
you
is like 10,
if you look at like the play,
and I'm waiting for the chat.
just look at the players that Kevin Durant has played with in his career.
Yeah.
And
He ain't gonna be no
you
goat no time soon.
you don't like ultimately you don't win championship without great players
Mm-hmm.
or
I hear
very
you.
very good to
The
great
help,
players.
the others. Yeah, I got you.
But like
But every
you
year
can
is for LeBron.
well every year he's pushing it because he knows his career is about to end. So he's pushing every
You need to sit
button
his
he
ass
can.
down.
I mean, put it this way, bully. Put it
I'm
this
just
way,
saying, he
bully.
needs to sit his
If
ass
you
down.
I'll put it this way, bully. If you started training for something at 10 years old, and the only thing you know in your life is basketball, right? Or you're in
Hmm.
any field, and that's the only thing you know.
Hmm.
And you're getting up there in age, you're gonna try to push every button you can,
Yeah, you
spend
trying to
every
get
last dime and dollar to get your body right.
you
Like
trying
that's
to
his
get it all.
mentality. He's trying to maximize the short window because
Hmm.
ultimately, when we talk about the NBA, we think 20 years in the NBA is in real life 20 years is a lot of time, but for a
It's a
career
very
it's not.
short time, man.
For a career it's a very short time. But
Short
in
time. Yeah,
That and
in
very
then you
short
think
time,
about the
man.
20 years the wear and tear on the body.
Facts. And them knees and them ankles and them foots and them toes
we
and
talking
your
about
back, your
every
shoulders.
year, in the playoffs, he's in the Olympics every time. Like he has a certain amount of wear and tear on his body.
He need to
Like
sit his ass down.
LeBron spends like $1 million on
On
his
his
body.
body.
And he need to be tested for. He need to be tested for some,
PEDs.
enhancement. Yeah, for facts. I'm telling the truth. There's no way. I'm 50 years old, man.
Well, I'm
I
gonna ask
still
you
do
this.
my thing.
I'm gonna ask
I
you
ain't
this
saying
question, Billy.
I'm not LeBron. I'm not comparing myself to LeBron. I just want to make my point real quick. I'm not saying that myself as LeBron. There's no way in hell. When I was 30, whatever his age is, it's no way. No way, man. I'm
Well.
climbing up and down trains all day, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
But but
I
but
always put
listen.
my job out there, but I climb up and down trains all day. Get
But
out of
listen.
here,
But
man. You
listen,
slam
man.
dunking. And you got
But
pterodactyl feet. Get
but
out of here.
but listen. You you
Yeah.
not spending or whatever it is. You not like his diet alone makes no sense. His training regimen makes no sense. He has like hyperbaric chambers that he goes
Yeah.
into. Like he
Oh,
does.
you got the
He
Michael Jackson. Okay.
yeah, he's using modern medicine to extend his career. It's part of the reason why like a lot of guys in prior eras of the NBA just didn't last long. If they had the
Yeah,
things
then
that
their bodies, yeah, they didn't take care of the bodies, nor did they know how to really do it.
and if we're
Hmm.
keeping it a buck, LeBron took care of his body from day one.
I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I get it.
Like there was no fat LeBron year. There was no out of shape LeBron year. There was none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time. So
And
like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and
if you
see,
stay
Kobe started
consistent,
the fitness.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
eh,
Jordan started it. He and the Bulls they wanted to get stronger after they got knocked
after
around by
after he
Detroit.
was getting his ass whipped by Detroit,
Hmm
he was
He
like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
started it.
I gotta put on 10, 15, 20 pounds of muscle.
Okay, I can respect that.
But I'm gonna ask you this question, Billy. Um,
Okay,
who's on your Mount Rushmore for basketball players all time? Period.
you asking me who's on my mount? Well, I
Yeah.
don't have four. I got five.
All right. Give
I
me a
got
five.
all right. A dude that I love to hate. A dude that I love to hate. Michael Jordan.
For one, that's a given. Yeah, yeah, it's
My
fair.
cousin,
Hmm
Dr. J.
Dr.
I
J.
went up.
Okay. The
Okay,
pioneer.
I'm sorry. Pioneer. All right. Um, I'm giving it up to Kobe Bryant. I mean, no, I'm not giving it up to Kobe Bryant. I love Kobe Bryant, man. I really do, man, because
Mm-hmm.
he influenced, besides Michael Jordan,
Mm-hmm. That's three.
he influenced a lot of, when I was coming up in the 90s and the early 2000s, I
He had
seen
a hold of the culture, man.
he had
Yeah.
a whole, yes, that's where I'm going with it, Dre. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Him and
for that.
Allen Iverson. But yeah.
Fat boy, there you go. There's another one right there. There it is. So I said, Kobe, Allen Iverson, and just one of my favorite greats. Oh wow! Wait a minute.
So like when we talk about great, like you're thinking about like impact on the culture,
On the culture,
sk-
on
skill,
how
accolades. Okay.
on accolade, skill, and the culture, but mostly how it impacted the city of New York and whatnot. I mean, I was a charter bus driver. I drove all over this country and whatnot, and I've been to a lot of places in a lot of states. But I know from being in different states and cities how they view their heroes.
Right.
And I said, well, I can't feel the way how they feel about my heroes. So I say Carmelo and Ewan.
Hmm.
So I said Carmelo, Ewing. Um, hold on
Well,
now.
I was gonna say like your Mount Rushmore for NBA players. Period.
Oh,
Like
period.
the greatest four or
Right, right.
five
I
players.
got a little confused. My fault. My
Yeah,
fault.
you
Because
good. You
I
good.
got a little.
I mean,
My fault.
you could remix it to your favorite players. Like it
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
matter.
yes. But my Mount Rushmore, of course, is like I said, Michael Jordan, Dr. J. Um,
I posed that
damn, it's
same
so it's
question to
so it's so
Soul
it's
Finger
so
too.
hard because it's so many like it's so many of them like when you think about the whole situation, it's so many of them cats. I
Mhm.
can see Barkley, I can see Ewan, I can see Starks, I can see I can see all of them. I could really like see all of them cats. But Jordan, Bird, I'm gonna give it up to the white boy. Bird, Magic Johnson, and I'm gonna just say this one, Kareem.
Mm.
Kareem. I'm gonna give it up like that.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
all the rest of that stuff, I'm gonna keep to myself.
Right, right. Soul Finger, you there?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was sitting there
Who
trying to think
yeah, oh,
because
for
that's
who's on
It's a
your
lot, man. It's a
who's on
lot,
your
man. It's a
it's a
lot.
lot. It's a lot. It's a
It's
lot.
a
I
lot.
mean,
I'm sorry,
without a
bro. I'm
doubt.
sorry because
Without yeah.
if you open up that, I'm sorry. I'm not
it's
to cut you off,
it's
so
hard to
finger.
limit
It's so if
it to
you
four
open up
people.
that Pandora box, man, it's so many great plays. Isaiah.
Hmm
I mean, come on, Dominique. Like you got a lot of
And see,
AI. You got a whole bunch, man.
my
It's
thing is
hard.
one player because Bully pretty much said I was thinking those other players that Bully was saying. And then a lot of people say Mount Rushmore. One player that I always like to put on there because of what he accomplished, Bill Russell.
Mm.
Bill Russell, 11 champions. Right, this is what I'm saying. Like
So
number six,
but
11
it's
championships,
yeah,
coach and
it's
player. Oh
mhm,
wow, man. I'm sorry,
but
Sophie. I'm sorry. Go
oh
ahead. I'm sorry,
no,
Sophie.
don't say that. No, you just it's
Mm,
trying to hard to narrow it down. So for right off the bat, MJ, Kobe for sure. And then I was
Put
thinking, I
facts,
was like,
facts.
man, MJ, Kobe, you got, and then you got Bird and Magic,
Walt
and then you got
Chamberlain.
Kareem,
Walt
but
Chamberlain. I mean, come on, man.
but
Walt the still. I
but
mean,
but I'm putting Bill Russell on mine. Like I said, who you have is your
Yeah,
who
it's
you
it's
going
it's
with
personal.
is
right,
personal.
right.
Yeah.
It's
So
personal, way.
for
It's
me
personal,
personally,
man.
Bill Russell has to be for me
Yeah, at the top
on
of
there.
the
I
top.
I can't forget him. But then Bully, you said this was on your light, Dr. J,
Dr. J, man.
because and this
Love Dr.
for
J, man.
somebody's gonna disagree with me, but
You don't get Jordan without Dr. J.
thank you.
Hmm.
You beat me. Thank you. That's what I was about to say.
Go Dre. Go Dre. Go Dre. Facts. That's facts, dude. That's facts.
And then you think about it, look at it like this here. You know. I'm just looking at the players I grew up seeing because I didn't see Oscar Robertson. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Me
That's
either.
before my time. You know, so it's
What
with the
was
exception
my
of Bill
man name?
Russell. With
Artist
the exception of
Gilmore?
Bill Russell,
Artist Gilmore?
yeah, Otis Gilmore,
Come
yeah,
on,
him,
man. I mean, come on now. Hmm.
Barkley. So, all right, so I've been him and Han. Let me quit shucking and jiving. Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Magic,
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
But Dre,
Bill
but hold
Russell.
on.
Yeah,
Definitively,
I'm gonna go with Bill Russell.
definitively, facts. But on definitively, you can't start that two heads without Jordan and Kobe. And then the rest comes behind that. I'm sorry.
Ah,
LeBron ain't even on that.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. I don't think Kobe is top five all time.
Oh my God. You just hurt my heart, boy.
I think
Say
I
that
think
again.
I think
Why not?
Kobe's close to the back end top 10 in my
Why
mind.
would you say that? Man, I just argued with a dude the other day. You was on the line with me. Man, about some Kobe.
I'm
You don't think Kobe is top five?
nah.
Oh, Dre. Okay, I'm a man of
I could give you. I could
accountability
give
and
you.
respectability. But go ahead. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I'm listening. I'm gonna turn
Number
my camera off
one,
real quick, but I'm gonna go ahead and go give me a little water. Go ahead, dog.
water.
Yeah, some water, man. I'm throwing some water, but I want to hear it.
Oh, like for like you got to start with MJ off top just because of
Are you
everything that
comparing
he's
his
done.
number? All right, hold on. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, Dre. I'm gonna let you rock. Are you comparing Kobe numbers to Dre? I mean, to Dre numbers to Michael numbers?
And not numbers, just
All right,
being a better basketball. Like there's
all right.
guys across NBA history that have
And
better
I know you know basketball, so
numbers.
let me know.
That doesn't really equate, but even if it was a numbers thing, MJ is MJ. That's
Hmm.
number one.
Okay.
I think of all his accolades and his impact on and off the court, just being the megastar, like while backing it up on the court, winning titles. He's number
Hmm.
one. I got
Hmm.
Kareem number two.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah, that's another one. Say that's another one
That's a
right
good
there. I
choice.
mean, like I said, it's
And I
hard
did
to
say
try to
Kareem,
put in
but
small
yeah, good
numbers.
choice,
Yeah,
man.
I was at old Green. I can't even be mad at you about that.
That's a good choice, though.
Kareem longevity,
Ooh, he the goat.
the standard that he set off the court,
Hmm.
civil rights and all that,
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
and
did what's the name? So did.
him creating a particular move in
Hmm.
itself puts him up there. Just him
Hmm.
mastering the jump hook,
Hmm.
and on top of everything that he's done at UCLA and winning a bunch of titles
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
NBA, playing at a high
Coming out
level
of
for 20
Harlem.
years.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then this might hurt y'all, but I got Braun 3. I got Braun 3, just off of 20 years of longevity.
Let me
Read
go ahead
read
and
read. LeBron has had like 3 different primes in his career.
yeah, he gonna flop on his 20th layer,
Well, I
right?
mean, he could flop if he want to, but the numbers are the numbers. Like for 20 years, you averaged 27, 7 and
Is he
7.
coming to the Knicks?
Nah,
Okay,
no,
go
of
ahead.
course not.
I'm just making a
I
joke with
mean, but MJ ain't come to the Knicks
this.
other than Kareem.
I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know.
But like it's like it like when it's all said and done, he's going to finish with 40,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000
Yeah, he's
rebounds.
gonna be he's breaking records left and right. You
So
can't take
He is
nothing
stack
from him.
pattern. He is stack pattern.
and
Okay.
that ain't stat pattern, man. Like you
I
can't
mean, the man work hard. I got it. I
you
got it,
can't
man.
walk into those numbers, man. Like just being available for those statistics is a feat in itself, and him reinventing himself over the years
All right, so
multiple
Dre, you
times.
would tell me, you would tell
Yeah.
me, you would tell me
After that,
that.
after that, I probably it's tough, but I'm gonna go Magic,
Yeah.
Magic
He
at
deserve
4,
it. He deserve it. He deserve it. Yes.
because he even though Oscar Robertson existed before, as far as like
Yeah.
being a big point guard,
Rest in peace.
he
Hmm.
he revolutionized the game
Yeah.
at that point in the 80s where he just pushed it forward, where
Hmm.
you're seeing guys that like being drafted to do Magic Johnson stuff.
Hmm.
And
Just
to
be just to be big and
yeah,
being a playmaker and orchestrating the offense and doing all
you
the
Hmm.
didn't
things
see
that you need to
anything
do. No,
be 6'9" and be able to throw it and move the ball the way he did, the passes and everything. Man, how many other cats were how many, cats had kids in the playground trying to know looks.
Kareem got what? Kareem was out of the finals and he closed it out at like at 6'9",
Yeah.
playing 1 through 5.
Yes, he did.
It
He did it.
he kind of evolutionized the game, and then like he switched the game from being like a plotting type of style to the fast break, up and down.
Hmm.
The Showtime Lakers. He was the Showtime Lakers.
Well,
So
yeah,
I
he was the beginning. He was the beginning of the Showtime Lakers.
and,
Yeah, they
and,
Magic
and
took
then
it over.
and then just naming 4. It's like it's hard to name 4 because like I just left off Bill Russell and Wilt.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when I was hesitating just now on talking about the Mount Rushmore of basketball players, it's so many great players. Like
It's
it's
hard to stick to
ridiculous to
4
even trying to even
No, it's hard to
like
stick to four, man.
right.
because
It's hard. It's hard.
I could go name Kobe. I could name Larry. I could name Wilt. I could name Bill. I could name Tim Duncan.
Facts, facts,
I could name
Yeah,
facts,
Shaq.
Tim Duncan, yeah.
I didn't even name
right.
Yeah.
Hakeem.
Yeah.
Hakeem, you definitely could name Hakeem. I mean, like, and it depend on the person, like you said, depend on the person that you're talking to, on how they analyze the game and everything. It's real. Like we got our favorites.
But see, the thing is
We have our
or
favorites.
a lot of people looking at it because kind of looking at the chat and just looking at what your opinion, because everybody had a different opinion on it, and just because they're
Right,
not on your list, don't mean you're not saying they're not great. That's just the
right,
thing. It's just way too many. Like I said, I'm
right.
not taking nothing from LeBron, but I'm saying,
Yeah, it's all
you give me four
personal,
or five,
and it's and
Hmm.
whatever,
it's and this is perspective because you've seen a lot of
yeah,
these guys play in person.
yeah. And I'm not even putting them in the order. I'm just naming them as it comes out
Yeah, so
because
Hmm.
it's hard.
Eh, yeah, it's hard. And like I said, even though I never seen Big O and I still said Bill Russell, I always
Hmm.
put Bill because to me, when you talk about it, Bill Russell gets overlooked. Oh, well,
The
he played
greatest, the
against
All the
greatest
bums and
winner,
time,
all this
all
and
the
that.
the
time.
Yeah,
gr-
But
the
they looking
greatest
at him
winner.
now that he passed away and transitioned to another life and
yeah.
whatnot. And now they looking at him and
He's
stuff
he's
like
the
that. That man got 11 championships, man, as a
he's
Yeah,
coach and a player.
the greatest winner. That's
yeah,
it.
Yep, of all
yeah.
time.
And greater than Jordan.
The
Greater than Jordan
greatest
and
winner.
greater than Phil Jackson. He got 11.
I got another hot take. I think Curry's knocking on top 10. Like he's right there.
What
He's
Curry?
knocking
What
on
Curry you talking about?
Steph
You talking
Curry,
about the? You talking
not
about
Del
the?
Curry.
The waffle colored boy.
Yeah, he's he's
Oh,
he's right outside the top 10. Like he's probably like 11, 12, somewhere right there
I
in my
think
mind. What's up, Freezy?
I really think that he's gonna be a great. I think he's gonna be
Who's
in
good,
the top
boss?
five.
We were talking about who's on your Mount Rushmore,
Hmm.
I said MJ, Kareem, Braun, and Magic are on my Mount Rushmore.
No, I heard you. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I just got the dogs heard a cat in the yard. So
That's what I'm doing too.
So who do you have on your Mount Rushmore, Freezy?
it's four, right?
Yeah,
It's four.
yeah. Mount
Mm,
Rushmore is four.
It's Mount Rover
Okay, got
4.
you. Oh yeah, yeah. Four,
so I'm
four
going
heads.
Wilt,
Mm.
The tilt. Yeah.
Built to still.
Hmm.
Jordan,
Hmm.
LeBron,
Hmm.
and
The last one hard.
Jerry West.
The logo.
Oh,
The
the
logo.
logo. See what I'm saying? Everybody's changing. I mean, everybody has a
Hmm.
different perspective. Because you may even think about it and then go back and look again. It's like, oh, you revamping? It could be somebody else.
Yeah, if you change the qualifiers, it could be one like it could be 1 through 20 in terms of like the
Hmm
top 20 players. You could it could be anybody through like 1 through 15 to be real.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, but the thing is regardless, not even in the order. Because don't my thing is don't even ask me who I say is the greatest of all time because I was like I ain't gonna even answer that one because that one's so fluid and go either way. A lot of people say Jordan, you can say LeBron, but
You could
I
say
say as
Kareem.
you could say Kareem. I go by. You got to look at it. Who's the greatest of this era, of that
Yeah,
period of time?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only way
Hmm.
because you
Hmm.
can't. Because truth be told, you really can't judge
I agree.
LeBron and Jordan or even Kobe in LeBron because things changed and the
The
competition was different and all that.
the game
Right.
advances.
Facts.
It would be like baseball is not played like it was in the 50s and 60s. So
Hmm
it's damn near a completely different game with all the rule changes and all the things that we see. The only thing that stays the same is the 9 innings and the 27 outs you got to
You
get.
got that
That's it.
right. You got that right.
So it's one of those things where it's hard. It's hard to just compare one for one. Like in my mind, if you're great in any era, you'd be great in another era.
Yeah.
Facts.
You look. I mean, and like I said, I'm always really big on the rule changes and how they play, and then the how certain teams were
Great
because
players adapt in my mind.
as they should,
Yeah.
and everybody's not a superstar. That term gets used so loosely
So
around here, man.
loosely, for
They throw it on everybody. Oh, he's a superstar. Wait a minute, man.
Mhm.
He just started cooking like 2 days ago.
Right.
real. What
But
where would you put Steph Curry? Like all time, top 15, 20, top 30.
nah, man,
Um,
I'm putting him in the top five, man.
Steph Curry, top five.
I can't
Yeah.
put him top five.
I
I'll,
can't do
I'll
Yeah,
it.
me
lie.
too.
I can't put him top
I got
five.
him in the top five, bro.
I
For
gotta
real?
put him in top. For,
All time.
seriously,
Whoa.
seriously, partner family. I gotta put him in the top five, even though I'm not a West Coast fan like that. I mean, I love the West Coast, but that boy is incredible. His
Oh man,
handles,
he's the greatest shooter of all time. He is the greatest shooter.
he
Point
has to
We
blank.
ain't
be in
never
the
said
top
Point
otherwise.
five.
point
Then
point
better
back.
than Pistol
Point blank.
Pete. I
Period.
mean, come on now, y'all. I mean, that man handles is crazy. He's shooting from logos. He's shooting from all over the map. And when he might shoot from New York and hit it in Golden State. Yeah, I mean, I hold on. One thing that I want to say on some real stuff, I didn't like that he had that joint at Madison Square Garden. I think that was a setup
His
and
coming out
whatnot
party.
Oh
because
no.
yeah,
Are you talking about when he
I ain't
broke the
like
record?
when he broke that record. I ain't like it being at MSG. He
Man,
could have did it in the Nets arena at the funky Barclays. He could have did it anywhere. Don't do it in Madison Square Garden, man.
man,
I wanted one of them
Well,
to elbow that boy, break a little rib or something like that.
I, I'm
I'm
not mad
sorry,
at it. I'm not mad at it too much
I'm
because
skewed like that, but
MSG is a
nah,
legendary place.
not for that.
What
And
house would
go
it be more
and
fitting?
I love Kobe. Rest in peace. He shouldn't have got them points. MJ with the double nickels. No, I don't want that. Mm-mm,
well, see,
mm-mm,
this is the
mm-mm.
thing. This is the thing because even my man Alawai said it himself. We talked about it, and he even put it in the chat before. The media used. I mean, because the Garden is the world's most famous arena,
Famous
right?
arena, yes, around the world
So
all day.
they
But
like to
that's just what
use.
we say though. That's just
Yeah,
what
I
we
mean,
say.
no, we said, but even the media says the world's most famous
Right,
arena is
right.
Madison
Everybody say
Square
that.
Garden.
Uncle Freeze.
You
Yeah,
know,
everybody says the
everybody
most
said. I
famous
mean,
arena.
look, hey, they would say they talk about the Garden in the booth, the
Yeah, I mean,
world's most famous arena.
I put it this way. It's in the heart of arguably the center of the universe to our universe. Like
Hmm.
New York City is what New York City is, and it's smack dab in the middle of the heart of New York City.
Can I can I say this one thing? New Yorkers is all over the world, man. So when you say Madison Square Garden, who ain't who hasn't been born here in the tri-state area, New Jerusalem, where Uncle Freezie is from, and whatnot, Brooklyn, where I'm from, and those of even Smoking Nick here on the West Coast and whatnot, and
Yeah, he
Andy
up in
down
Sac.
in man, we New York. We the tri-state area, man. When you say Madison Square Garden, man, we solidify with everything, man. So when these people is coming here to drop these numbers and these and these points and stuff, and Jordan dunk on us and Starks dunk on Jordan and three other Harvest Grant, don't do it here. Do it, man. Do it in Charlotte. Do it in Sacramento. Do it
Don't
in.
have that same. It don't. But Bully, you know, it doesn't have that
I
same
know, I
effect.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I
There's a
know.
reason why they come out
There's
here and
a
show out.
reason. Yeah, there's a
I
reason.
know, I know
Because you
that, but
could do
that's
it.
what I'm
I mean,
saying.
they don't
When
even
you
do it
go,
in. They don't do it in L.A. Because okay, if somebody go, if you do it in L.A., they talk about it. But is it as legendary as putting on a show in the Garden?
No,
it's one of those things. Like I don't know if you notice, but when you go to other arenas, their lighting is not like ours. Like our lighting puts the spec. It
mm-hmm,
puts a
mm-hmm,
stage on the court. All the lights are
mm-hmm.
on the court. If you go to other
Do you
arenas, the crowd has the lights on them as well.
facts?
Well,
Do you
yeah,
remember
you know,
when Barry Bonds?
mhm.
Do you remember when Barry Bonds came here when they started doing the interleague and that boy hit that home run
In Yankee
past the
Stadium,
D train? Yeah, in Yankee Stadium when he hit that ball, he hit the baseball over Yankee Stadium into the. And I work for Transit. I work for New York City Transit and whatnot. But anyway, I work for New York City Transit. He hit that ball out of Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, not the new one, the old Yankee Stadium, and he put it on the D line tracks. They had to stop trains to get the ball.
it, when they started interleague play,
Hello?
like Barry Bonds is Barry Bonds. Almost
New York is where
if
it
there
is.
was a baseball Mount Rushmore, he's on it for me. Even steroids aside or whatever, it didn't
Mhm.
Yeah,
even
put the
matter to
asterisk.
me.
Put the
It,
asterisk.
I don't even care. I'm not even putting
He
no
the greatest
asterisk on it.
baseball player of all times to me, Barry Bonds. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go, Dre.
One of the
He the
greatest
greatest
hitters,
baseball player to
period.
me.
One of the greatest baseball player. Like, even before the roids, he was on trajectory of being one of the best ever.
Facts. Facts.
He just took a little. He just took his vitamins to put that whole argument to rest. That's all.
Facts.
Yeah, he was taking his one. He taking his once a day. The little chewables.
Little Flintstones.
Yeah,
Little
little
Flintstone
Flintstones.
Jubables.
You know the little. You know you just get the little elephants and the hippopotamus and stuff.
Yo, Matrix, right? Jerome Ave, boy, right on top of them tracks. That's where he put the ball at on Jerome Ave with the 4 and the D at. That's right. 161. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Old Yankee Stadium used to get
Oh, Yankee Stadium, yes.
way louder
Mm-hmm.
than the new
Way
one.
louder. Way louder.
And
Yeah,
I'm not
Ken
even a
Griffey
Yankee
Jr.
fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ken
Ken
Griffey
Griffey
Jr.
Jr. Mm-hmm.
They don't make stars like that no more.
Mm-mm.
No.
See, even though may not be as big, I got love for Albert Bell because he's from the crib.
Hmm.
Mm. Yo, do you remember when Albert Bell was on Cleveland? I was gonna say the Cavaliers, even Clint, Indians,
Mm-hmm.
called the
And
Guardians now,
and got
and he hit that
Kenny
ball
Lofton.
right. Kenny Lofton, yo, that was and what's your man name? That used to play for Boston too.
Manny Ramirez.
Randy Ramirez, and but my man came out and he pointed to his bicep. Was like, man, this is all muscle. Homeboy came out was like, yo, I think he on something and whatnot. And boy, Albert Bell got so mad. He came out that dugout. He flexed his arms, his biceps. Was like, this is all muscle, bruh. I don't got nothing to do with no steroids,
But
man.
he
And,
really
oh
was though.
man, I
Unfortunately,
know.
he really was. Hey, look, everyone was. If you wasn't trying.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
When you see guys like Brady Anderson,
But that was the most exciting time of baseball when they was hitting them home runs. And I hated to say that they was on probably a little something something and
Jose
whatnot. But
Canseco and
yeah,
Mark
Mark
McGuire, the Bash
McGuire,
brothers.
Sammy Sosa, the Bass Brothers, right, right. Word and whatnot.
Brady Anderson
Word.
going from like 7 home
Brady
runs to
Anderson. Yeah, Brady Anderson, where he came from. I thought
going
he
from
was with
like
the Brady Bunch.
10 home runs to 49 in a year.
Yeah, come here, come here, come here, come here. Let me talk to you for a second. Come over here. Yeah, yeah. Don't do no interview. Come over to this room right here. Let me talk to you. What you doing, boy? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
something ain't
during the
right.
yeah. 'Cause, I mean, look, the '80s was. I mean, even it leaked into the NFL too. When you had,
Yes,
remember the
it did.
Boz?
Yes, it did. Yes, it
The
did.
Boz.
Yeah.
People call him a bust, but he actually did have a decent career though.
It,
Afterwards,
Yeah, a
it's
little
just
something.
it was just
they
that
was
it was the incident with Bo Jackson, bro. They just they hyped it up and
Mm.
Bo ran, Bo trucked him.
Right.
it's
Nick
one of those
Nation 112. Yes. Mm-hmm.
it's one of those
I'm
things
sorry.
where
Go ahead.
if you have like a notorious college career, even if you're a
Mm-hmm.
solid pro, your college career just overshadows it. It makes it seem like you were a bust. But
Facts.
it, it's kind of like for a minute people just thought JJ Redick was a bust just because he
Mm.
was so dominant in college and he was just a regular
Mm.
guy in the
Yeah.
NBA.
And,
Mm-hmm.
He had a hell of a long career.
yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
did. It was another kid, Adam Morrison. That's what they were looking at.
No, that
They
Adam
was
looking
no,
at.
that was
Morrison.
a no, that was a bust.
Yeah,
Well, no,
but
that was a bust.
he was a bust, but it wasn't
It
Adam
was
Morrison
injuries,
fault. Yeah, no,
right?
Mm.
he was a type 1 diabetic.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
And
he was a
so
diabetic. Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a diabetic, so I understand what Adam Morrison go through, right? What it is, your energy can be way up and you could be
Up and
great,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden your
that
batteries are
tank
just
on you.
drained and ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing you can do about it. And it's
Hmm.
unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
What's good?
So
I'm a
sometimes,
diabetic too, man. I'm a
yeah,
diabetic too,
yeah,
man.
man. So it's like sometimes, bro, you have it and sometimes you don't,
Yeah,
right?
I
Mm.
just remember when they because they JJ Redick and Adam came out and they were drafted that same year, right? If I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
so. I believe
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
I remember it was a
2004,
lot
right?
of
The Chris
Oh
Paul
five,
draft.
oh five,
yeah,
oh six.
Oh, 05,
and
oh 06.
then
Okay. It was the next year.
and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
Adam was unlucky to go to the Bobcats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
And so, and that factors in what team you go to. Granted, you're high draft picks, and they go to a bad team that's just about as organized as four left shoes.
Right.
You know,
Right. And you have and basically what Charlotte was, and I don't know if y'all remember this at the time, but the Bobcats owner was not
hmm
interested in putting a good product on the floor.
he sure
Bob
Bob
wasn't
Not
at
at
the
Johnson.
time.
all. No,
Bob
they was
he
Johnson,
trying to
wasn't
tank.
yeah,
Bob
Johnson was
Johnson.
totally
BT man. That's
yeah,
the
he was
BT man.
totally if you went to Charlotte Bobcats game, bro, you had the time of your life. I went to more Charlotte Bobcats games when Bob Johnson owned the Bobcats than I went to Knicks games, bro.
Wow.
Because the Bobcats, see, they wasn't interested in winning championships. They was interested in winning your dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you go to a Bobcats game, like you go to their concession stand, they're gonna have 9 different uniforms that you can choose from. The orange one, the slate gray one, the black one with the slate and orange trim, the
That
white one.
NASCAR one.
They go,
The
they
NASCAR, yeah, that was terrible.
they interested. They was interested in winning your dollar. And to be honest with you, first of all, Charlotte's not a small market, right? Charlotte has like 1 million people there, right?
Charlotte
Like
is
Mecklenburg
rapidly
County.
growing right
yeah,
now too.
Charlotte is
Mecklenburg
bigger.
County.
Charlotte is bigger than Atlanta, Georgia when it comes to people. I'm talking about in the city, right?
Mm.
But the thing about Charlotte is at the time when he owned the team, you wasn't beating the Pistons. You wasn't beating the Pacers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't beating the Lakers. You wasn't beating the Spurs. So what do you do in that case? Do you try to bring in veterans, or do you try to just hunt for a superstar? Just hunt for a superstar, right? And that's what Charlotte was doing. They was just like, yo, we're gonna go into the draft, we're gonna swing for the fences in every draft. Hopefully we can find a superstar. But meanwhile, when your kids come to the game, we giving them out free Charlotte Bobcats colored popcorn, the orange and blue popcorn. They getting the stuff drawn on their faces and all that stuff. They having the beer in there gonna be, and for the adults, the beer in there was like, you go buy a beer in Atlanta at that time, it's like $8. You go to a Charlotte game, it's like $4. And you leaving out of there, you like, yo, why go pay money downtown? Because when we go to Charlotte games, right, we'll leave out of Spectrum Center, we'll go down to the bar. It's like two blocks over. You'll walk down there, you hang out on the corner, you go in the bar, you drink your drinks, drink your beer, talk
You
about
talking
the
about West
Knicks.
Trade Street? I mean, West Trade Street?
Is that the one with the? I keep forgetting the street. It's the parking garage is one block, and then the next block has the block with the bars on it, and they got the well. It
No, you
might
take the
be.
B cat. You take the B cat. I mean, yeah, I know. I think I know what you're talking about, Uncle Freeze. Yeah.
So we'll go out there and hang out. But why go
Come
down
on,
there?
Memphis, man, get nice.
Yeah. Why go down there and pay $7 for beer when you can pay for $4 for beer in Spectrum Center?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I think at the time it was called was it Time Warner Center? I think
Time Warner Center. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So I knocked Bob Johnson for not putting together a championship level team, but the business model was phenomenal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You take your lady in there, like you take your lady in there. They got a place just set up. They got all the pink Bobcat stuff. You know what I'm saying? Miss Smoker in there, like, I like this though. It's pretty. We ain't buying that shit. We like the Knicks.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't putting that shit in my car, not no Bobcats, you know what I'm saying? No pink Bobcats thing on it. It is nice. It's pretty, you know what I'm saying? All that. But no, we ain't putting that in. No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I knocked Bob Johnson for not putting a championship contender on the floor. But at the same time, the Atlanta Hawks were really good.
This is the first time I ever heard you. This is the first time I ever heard you say that. I'm sorry.
What, talking about Bobcat stuff? I ain't buying no Bobcat stuff.
I'll take it back. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't buying no Bobcat stuff, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I was on Soulfinger. I was on I-20, and I realized that I had the Atlanta Hawks playoff shirt in my car. I almost wrecked the Benzo reaching in the back seat so I could throw that mess
out the window.
So I could throw it out the window, bro.
Yeah, boy.
My people was like, my people like, no, what you doing? I was like, pass me that black shirt. They're like, no. Okay, I get it. I'll drive with my knees, but I'm getting this shirt out of here, bro. We swerving. Yo, I had to get that mess out of my car. No.
See that? Hey, that was hazmat.
Yes, bro. I'm not. And they gave me like they gave us like 10 shirts. You know, the one of the games we went to was the blackout game, the game 4 versus the Knicks, where we was up in the suite and every Atlanta they put the black t-shirts all over everybody's seat. The blackout game for ABC, that Sunday game 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like 10 of them. Man, I thought get that mess out of here. I ain't want that. I'm gonna take this back. No. You know
Take
what I'm
them back
saying?
and just use them as rags.
No. I
Mm-hmm.
told a lady, I was like, I won't even check my oil with this.
Oh man,
I told her
good
nice.
man.
I was gonna
Cold blooded.
fully. I was gonna tell her I wouldn't wipe my ass with it, but it was a lady. So
Oh
I had to,
no, you can't say that.
I had to keep
Can't
it.
say
You
that.
know what I'm saying? PG.
Yeah,
And man,
PG.
I ain't. Yeah, I wouldn't wipe my. No.
Yeah, keep that PG, man.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, we gotta keep it PG.
Yeah.
My
Right.
bad. My bad.
But
But you know,
but
You
but
got. Go ahead,
go
book.
ahead. So I'm sorry. So go ahead.
No. I'm just saying real quick that you had. I mean, Bob Johnson was a straight businessman. He was trying to make the money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
make more money. So and then you got Jordan to buy it, and then
Mm-hmm.
Jordan has it always been the stiller.
yeah. Yeah. He.
Executive.
One thing
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
want to ask you, Uncle Freezy, like, all right, I understand that it's Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you think they are willing to move the Bobcats like they did before when they moved them down to Louisiana? I mean, yeah, New Orleans and Louisiana. Do you think they
Yeah.
willing to move the
No.
Bobcats again because of the
I'll
fanfare?
I'll
Nah.
say this. I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte is like one of the most rapidly growing
Facts.
cities
Yeah. You
in
gotta
the
Because
stay out of
Atlanta
country.
is
market.
done.
Yeah,
Atlanta's
they
overcrowded, so now
they
everybody moving to Charlotte.
yeah.
Right.
So they gonna make money regardless. As long I mean Lamelo's there.
Right.
They make a few playoffs. They'll be fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be fine.
they have a great business model in Charlotte where the only thing I think Charlotte is missing is their own TV network. I think
Mm-hmm.
Valley Sports. I
Like the
think Valley
Knicks, right?
Sports is doing all of them a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the teams you see on Valley Sports. Yeah, I know Valley Sports filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so all the teams that rock with Valley Sport, Oklahoma City,
I heard. I
Atlanta,
heard.
Charlotte,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
all of them, you rocking with them and they ain't making you no
Mm-hmm.
money. Why you rocking with them?
So on your follow up, Uncle Freezy, I just want to ask you, you and everybody on the panel, in fact, do you think Las Vegas deserves a team? And I heard you
Vegas is
say
gonna
something
get a
about St.
team.
Louis.
Right.
And I heard you say something about St. Louis. Do you think Las Vegas and St. Louis on deserve a team? I heard
Um,
Vegas
some.
is
I
gonna
heard you
get a
say
team.
something last week, Uncle Freeze. I'm sorry,
I
y'all.
would I
I
would
heard
move the New Orleans Hornets there right now. The New Orleans Hornets, I would move them
to where?
to Las Vegas right now.
I mean,
And
Okay.
they should move the Pelicans because I mean, well, they do have
and
a fanfare down there, but that's a football city.
I would almost move the Saints, bro. I would almost move the Saints
Ooh,
too.
the football team
See now,
too.
Yeah.
see that's
No, no,
now.
that's
Why
football
don't
country
you should?
now.
Yeah.
I would move. Before you move the Saints, you need to move the Bears. So hey,
We are
Ooh,
moving.
oh man,
The Bears
we
are
are moving to
moving.
another stadium. They moving to a big
Yeah,
But
stadium.
they
yeah.
still gonna be Chicago Bears
Yeah,
though.
we should go.
mm,
They still gonna be corny Bears.
The reason why I say that is
Uncle
there is
Freezy, how you a
no
Chicago Bears fan, man? I don't get it. I'm trying to
it's
wrap my mind around it.
it's because when I was 10 years old, Walter Payton was
he
the best
he
running back
saw
in
the
the
Super
league.
But you
Bowl
from New
shuffle. He saw the Super
Jersey.
Bowl. He
I
saw the Super
know.
Bowl shuffle and wasn't the same.
You from New Jerusalem. How you?
But bully, what you remember that game free for all? You used to throw the ball up in the street and everybody used to be
Yes, yes, I remember
catch
that.
it. I'm Franco
Yeah.
Harris. I'm Tony Dorsett. I'm
Oh,
Earl Campbell.
oh,
And
oh,
so
oh.
I didn't have nobody to be. And they was like, why don't you
Hmm.
be Walter Payton? I was like, who was that?
You had the New Jersey Generals. You
Yeah,
had the Giants. You had the Jets. You even had the
no,
Philly.
I'm talking about,
You had the.
but bully, what
Okay,
I'm
I'm
talking
sorry.
about is I'm talking about like this is 1977, 1978, something like that. This ain't
Okay,
like 83, 84. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
If it
okay.
was like
I was
83,
born in
84, I
'73.
probably would have been a Jets fan. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
was born in '73. I'm a Giant fan.
Ken
I'm
O'Brien.
born in '73.
oh God.
Ken O'Brien. Oh my God. Ron
And
O'Neal, Ken O'Brien, Wesley Walker. Oh no.
yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Altoon. You talking about
Altoon.
Wow,
Oh,
too.
and
yeah.
Altoon had a crooked eye. So I
Yeah.
don't even know how he was catching all them
But
balls, man. I don't know what ball he was catching.
his hands was soft though, bro. He
You
had
know
to,
how he was
I
catching
thought
them?
huh?
I wasn't sure how he was gonna catch him because he can keep his eye on the
Pete
ball, and
Everett,
then the other
stop it.
eye, and the other person he can see who was coming at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you're saying he was like
Yo,
T-Mac.
Soul Finger got
yeah,
mad jokes. I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Go ahead. So I'm sorry,
yeah.
Uncle. I'm sorry, Uncle Free. Go ahead.
No,
Ooh,
but I would say this though about when I was growing up, man. It was like, when you play free fall, everybody wanted to be Tony Dorsett so bad. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to
not
be
me.
everybody wanted to be Franco Harris.
Not
Everybody wanted to
me.
be
I'm a
Chuck
giant.
Chuck Foreman, Earl Campbell.
Chuck
You know what I'm
Foreman.
saying?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody
Wow.
wanted to be them guys, and I didn't know everybody wanted to be John Riggins. So I didn't know
John
what running
Riggins,
back.
Washington Redskins, man.
Yeah,
44.
yeah. Remember,
Top
he used to play
dog.
for the Jets.
Yeah, I remember at one point he
He
did.
started his career with the Jets. But
Hmm.
my thing was I couldn't figure out who to be. So they like, yo, why don't you get that young boy out of Chicago? That young boy be running over everybody. I was like, is he
Walter
big?
Payton.
He's like,
Walter
they're
Payton.
like, no, he little, but he got heart.
Mm-hmm.
And see, every
Sweetness.
time, and see, I don't care about fast or strong. When you tell me somebody got heart, bro,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I'm all in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Except for
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart.
Except for Josh Hart. Yeah,
Why,
yeah, except for him.
So
Dre? Why would you
Freezer,
bring
you was
that
a
up
big.
right now,
Hey, so Freezer, you was a big Maurice Claret fan, then, huh?
Yeah,
Dre?
I
Why
was.
would you bring?
Yeah. No, hey, but Sophie, I ain't gonna. I'm not knocking your Saints, bro. But why are this version of the
Oh snap!
Saints still playing in the same place where Archie Manning and Earl Campbell played at?
Yo, so okay, Archie Manning and Earl Campbell, yeah, they're still there in the
Yeah, yeah,
Superdome,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and nothing,
because it's New Orleans. That's
nothing.
where they started from.
Yeah,
Mm.
nothing. And listen, I'm not knocking them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is at some point, man, the government got down there, got to get behind these pro teams, bro. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got to get behind these pro. Look at the Jets, right? It don't have nothing to do with population, right? The Jets played at Shea Stadium, Giant Stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and now they in a brand new, well, not brand new. I think it's what 12 years old now. MetLife. MetLife is
Man,
what?
Yeah,
life is
it's
about
around 12
15.
years old.
Yeah,
It's
about
around
Yeah,
12.
12. Yeah, about 12,
yeah,
14. Yeah.
yeah. And so in about 15 years, they're gonna be playing in another stadium,
In fact,
right?
Freezy, they're at least there's an out for the teams
Right.
every
That's right.
5 years. After like
That's right.
25, they could
That's right.
relocate.
Right. And
Well,
so
the thing is, the
Absolutely. Right.
Saints not going anywhere
Absolutely.
because of
Absolutely.
when Tom Benson died, he had that in his will, so it's cemented. They're going to be there. There's no moving that.
well,
And then
well,
the Saints, that organization is a big part of New Orleans.
yes, a very big part.
Mm-hmm.
A very big part. As a matter of fact, I'm one that thinks New Orleans need to build a complex where they have a brand new because Smoothie King Arena is trash,
Garbage.
right?
Oh,
Right.
yes, it is.
Let's just get that.
It's
We ain't
doodle on the
even
stick.
yeah.
Sorry.
They should have never had it down there in the first place.
Yeah, the Superdome kind of gets revisions like every 10 years, right? So
Well, that's the. I mean, football. See, the thing is, and you live down there, Freezer. You know, football is God. That's king
yeah,
down there.
It's
King,
King down there. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's
right,
king down there. When you got high schools with professional fields,
right.
professional stadiums, and you talking about in little one horse towns where they only got the blinking yellow light.
The town that I'm in, the high school team has a jumbotron. Bro, we think about this: a high school football here, and our team only wins about three games a year, and we have a jumbotron, bro.
Mhm.
And the Saints play in the Superdome. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I'm not knocking. I'm not. Maybe it may be. How about change the ownership?
Oh, that's not going anywhere. The ownership ain't going there. That's
Yeah,
cemented in. After
didn't they just
that,
lock in for another 15,
Tom,
20 years?
yeah, they in there for another 25 years.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that, man.
Yeah, because Gail Benson, when Tom Benson died,
Facts. Facts. Facts.
it was a
I
big
seen that on YouTube.
yeah, when it was a big rift because the Benson's kids were mad that he left everything to Gail, and in his
Yes. Yeah.
will, it states they would not move because he tried to move. He was looking at moving the Saints to San Antonio.
Yep, the San Antonio Saints. I
during
remember
when
But
Katrina
you
hit.
do know that San Antonio is the fastest growing city in America right now,
that.
man.
Right now, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's man. You know how many?
Yeah, they number
I mean, they
one,
got
so it
what?
might happen.
And so
All
at
of
the same time, they had competition from the Oakland Raiders. You
them.
remember that the Raiders and the
Mm.
Saints trying to move to San Antonio? I remember that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they like the Pelicans. I don't know why he even named it the Pelicans of all things. He said he wanted something to represent
Well,
Louisiana. I get it. It's a state.
that's the
Yeah,
state's
it's a state.
bird.
It's a state bird, and people. I mean, but the Pelicans. Man,
Right.
we got Gators.
I get you. I get you.
You know what
I
I'm
get where you go,
saying?
man.
You know, you
Guess
can come
what?
up
Ain't
there
no
with something.
Knickerbockers in New York, but we the Knickerbockers. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Knickerbockers, they live in Africa.
Yeah.
you know,
Ain't that funny? And down under in Australia, the Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a what's they call it? That's like a deer and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to come up with better names for some teams, like excuse me, the
If
Generals.
you was to rename the
I mean, the
Knickerbockers,
Commanders. The
what
Commanders.
would you name them?
I was gonna say the Commanders. There's some sort of law that came in where they're probably gonna be forced to change their
To
name
change their
anyway.
name again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
well,
that?
hope I guess they
Who's that?
should
Who's
they
that?
should change it to the Generals, man. That's what that made more sense if
That
you
make more
ask.
Who's the
sense.
Commanders? Who's the
Yeah,
Commanders?
Yeah, Washington, the Redskins.
Washington. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
That
I don't
was a
care about.
terrible name.
And
yeah,
so
So,
if I
Commanders.
had to change the name, to it, I would change the name to it to something that everybody like I would consider something like the New York Transit, something like that. You know what I'm
woo, I'll
saying?
be frontline,
That
boy.
that
I'm
was
sorry, Uncle Freezy.
but that's something because when you think back to the Brooklyn Dodgers, the reason why
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
the Brooklyn Dodgers were named Dodgers is because people used
Speak
to
on it.
dodge, people used to dodge the trains as they
That's right. Drop
yeah,
that gem on it. Drop that gem.
yeah. So
That's what it used to be called for. That's
yeah.
Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, so if I'm New York, if I'm a New Yorker, if I had to change the name of the team, I'm not changing these Dutch colors. Dutch colors is the color of of the state.
Of- yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? It's why Syracuse
Yes.
wear what they wear, why the
That's why
Islanders wear
and my son
wear
is in Syracuse and I see that
they,
blue and orange all the time. Go ahead.
yep, yep,
Hmm.
yep. So I'm not changing the Dutch colors, but at the same time, because you have got to keep your connections to New Amsterdam and that lineage and all that stuff, like how all
Uncle
the five
Freezy
boroughs
on the
got named.
history, yo. Y'all listen to Uncle Freezy. He dropping gems right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, like how the five boroughs and stuff were named and all
Hmm.
that stuff. So you want to keep that
Hmm.
lineage in place. But yeah,
Hmm.
I'm going to New York Transit, bro. That's what you know what I'm saying. That's the way I go with it. I'm not thinking about nothing fancy. I'm
I'm
thinking about
out.
because at any given because they say 8 or so million people live in New York, right? But
8
at
million
any
people
given time, 15 million people will be in New
at
York
one
City
time.
at one
That's
time.
right.
Yeah.
Especially like New Year's for the ball dropping,
Yep. Yep.
for
Yep.
Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Mother's Day,
Yep.
Hey,
Father's
I'm gonna
Day.
get going, guys. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all
Man,
boys
it's
later.
All
like
right,
five
Dre.
o'clock. Great.
Yeah, man.
Hey, yo, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Dre, where you going, man? I don't even be up here like this time. I'm off
I'm,
on my off
I'm,
day, man. Why you leaving, kid? And then I got to get back up with Corey Lee in the next
oh
couple of
man.
hours.
Yeah.
And Uncle Freezy, drop on Dre the link so he can get up and mess with us,
Okay.
please.
I got you. I got you. I
Appreciate
got
that.
you.
And drop Soul Finger, drop a link too for him. Why not, man? All the more the merrier. Why not?
What time y'all want to rock? What time y'all want to do it?
I'm rocking 10. I'm up.
At
10, so that'll be 7. I'll be
I was
up.
about
I'll
to
be
put
up
on
because
my
I'm
transit
working.
suit. I was about to put on my transit jacket for y'all, but I can't do it right now because
what?
copyright infringements and whatnot. So
Yeah,
So,
I'm
but
gonna lay. I need to get laid down because I'm gonna put in a little overtime tomorrow.
okay.
all right,
I'm
so
a
y'all lay it down. I'm gonna be up at 10. I could do
so
it by
so I
myself
Oh
if
no,
not.
so what I do is I send it about 9:30.
Fine,
I
I'm
send
up.
all that stuff to y'all about 9:30. But with that said,
Cool,
I'm gonna get
cool.
out of here so I can try to get a couple of Z's and then we'll be back up at 9:30 so that we can record. You know what I'm saying? So that we can record the audio podcast and it we do this joint every now and then called the weekend. So
Facts.
I'll drop the
Dre, you
link
coming
so the
on?
fellas.
I'm probably gonna be asleep still, brother.
Oh Lord. All right, no problem. I
Yeah,
got it.
he a gamer, bro. Them gamers, bro. You know what I'm
All right, we got it. As
saying?
long as I can get my homeboy up, we good.
All right,
If
y'all.
not, I rock.
We gonna get out of here. We'll
Peace, bully.
see y'all in a little while.
Peace,
Peace out.
y'all. Love, man. Love is
All right.
love.
Be easy now.
One.